กำลังดูผ่านช่องม่วงเลยพี่
ช้า
ขอบคุณที่กดติดตามนะคะ ยินดีต้อนรับค่ะ
Huh?
ฮะ
Huh?
ฮะ
Huh?
ยิงยังมันยังไม่ให้ข
ส
ยับ
วัส
จ
ดี
อ
ค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ เพิ่งอิ่มเพิ่งอิ่มชาบูแป๊บนึงนะแชร์ก่อน ดูซิทคอมเป็นต่อจบเมื่อกี้เลย
ชา
ห
บู
มาด
ฉามม
ๆดูดูเป็นต่อไปกินไปจบเมื่อกี้เลยเสร็จเป็นต่อ
บูชาทุกวันเลยเหรอคะ
ไม่หรอก เพิ่งนี่แหละ เพิ่งกลับมากินอะตอนแรกก็เบื่ออยู่ พอดีวันนี้ผักมันเซลล์ก็เลยจัดไป1แมตช์ 2 นาทีไม่รวมดีเลย์ น่าจะประมาณอีก4 นาที รอก่อนนะคะ รอไปพร้อมๆกัน
ของเซลเซเว่นหรอพี่
ใช่แล้ว อุ๊ย ไวมาก
หวัดดีค่ะพี่เมย์
ไหนใคร อ๋อ ควานาบี สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ แจ้งเตือนเดอะซิมเข้ามาพอดีเลย พิมพ์เขายิงละ2 นาที วันนี้มาแบบพร้อมโดยไม่ได้ตั้งใจลืมมาเนี่ย จริงๆอะลืม แล้วนั่งหน้าคอมไปได้นึกขึ้นได้ เอ้า วันนี้นี่หว่า นึกขึ้นได้ เอ้า วันนี้นี่หว่า อุ๊ย ลืมบอกเลยอะช่องทางต๊อกต๊อกอะ ช่องทางต๊อกต๊อกอะดูแบบ2 มุมมองได้แล้วนะ ลองเทสให้หน่อยสิ สวัสดีจ้า สวัสดีฝ้ายซังอยู่ในแอปฟ้าใช่ไหม เหมือนจะดู2 มุมมองได้แล้วนะต๊อกต๊อกอะมีลองเทสวันนี้วันแรก วันนี้เลยนั่งตั้งนั่นแหละ คุณเดียมาบอกวันนั้นอะเพิ่งนึกขึ้นได้ก็เลยแบบว่า สักหน่อยสิเดี๋ยวเมย์ขอเช็คแป๊บนึงนะ จริงๆคือเนี่ยประจำเดือนมา
ดื้อเลย
จริงๆคือประจำเดือนมา แล้วคือหน่วงท้องด้วยนะ
กดไลค์ค่ะ
แต่สู้บอกแล้ว เดี๋ยวค่อยอัดยาทีเดียวก่อนนอน ไม่เห็นอะไรนะ ไม่เห็นคุณเมลัยก็ลืมสวัสดีคุณลูกว่าด้วยนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ ดีใช่ไหมเนี่ยถ้าคุณเดียไม่พูดก็ไม่เพนจันก็ไม่ทำอะไรเลยนะ ไม่รู้เรื่องเลยกับเขาเลย กดสตรีมเหมือนเดิม
ดู
ทุก
ไป
วัน
พร้อมกันนะคะ ส่วนใครจะซื้อ
ใช่
หรือจะพรีภาคเสริมใหม่นี้
ไวละ
สามารถกรอกโค้ด WTZ สนับสนุนช่องได้นะครับ
โอ้โหสุดยอดเลยออโตบอทมากอะเอาลืมเปิดซาวด์ได้ไงแป๊บนึง
ขอบคุณที่กดติดตามนะคะ
ครับส
ยิ
วัน ส
ต้
ดี
อน
ครับ
ะ
สวัสดีครับ เปิดซาวด์ก่อน คนอื่นเขาใช้ปุ่มใช่ปะปุ่มสตรีมเด็กใช่ไหมอีนี่ใช้โปรแกรมค่ะ ใช้คีย์บอร์ดกด ตลกได้เหมือนกัน เลิศมา รอ
คุณ
ไหนลอง
เมย์
ดู
เขา
สิ
ดาวเกมมาก 5,555
อะไรนะ
แอดมินท่านหนึ่งมากค่ะ
Huh?
สวัสดีค่ะ เขาดาวเกมมาก จังหวะอันนี้จังหวะบอกเลย ปกติก็
รอ
คือ
เปิดตัว
ไม่ได้
เกม
ขนาด
เลย
นี้
ยะ
ไม่ได้ขนาดนี้ สวัสดีค่ะ
คุ
คุณ ณ
เม
โน้ต
ย์
สวัสดีค่ะ เดี๋ยวไม่จะลองกลับหน้าจอนะ เพราะว่ามันใน TikTok มันจะได้สองเลเยอร์ อุ้ยมาแล้ว ขยายจอเลย น่าจะประมาณชั่วโมงหนึ่งอะทุกคน ฮะ
I mean, Simmers. It is I, a grim turn. Definitely not anyone you've seen on these
เรา
streams
ก็อยากเล่น
before.
ภาคนี้มาก
เดี๋ยว
น่าเล่น
ทำไม
สุ
โมเส
ด
ก
Employee of the month.
ทำไมโมเสก
Let's be real, it's grim. It's been
มาถึงกูก็สงสัยแล้วอะ
I'm following his lead
เดี๋ยวแป๊บนึงนะ
and keeping my identity a secret. But our guest today will be showing up in full force to lift
เขา
the
พูดไปก่อนนะ
veil
สวัส
on
ดี
the
ค่ะ
Sims
ใน
4
ต้อง
life and
11
death
ท่านเหรอ
ๆ เป็น
expansion.
ท่านยมไหมคะ
Soon,
ออกแบบไม่ให้เห็น
Morgan
ห
and
น้าอย่างนี้
Jessica
ใช่ไหม
will join us to show you some of the
อ๋อ
gameplay.
นี่ไง
And then
แบบ
we'll
เต็
be
มจอ
joined by Mercy and Mike
อุ๊ย
for a
TikTok เลิศ
create a sim deep dive And lastly,
อุ้ยไม่เสีย
Morgan,
resolution
Jessica,
ด้วย
and Mike will return from beyond.
นี่ว่าคุณ
Show you
ชา
the
นี่
world
แน่
and some of the build
ๆ ทำไม
by.
เขาเซ็นเซอร์หน้าเว้คะ
I've got some souls
ไม่
to
รู้เลย
read. You have a quota
สวัสดี
after
คุณวิ
all.
รยาค่ะ กระตุก
อิงจากเทรลเลอร์ที่ปิดหน้ากริม
Sul, I'm Morgan.
อัน
Sul,
คู่นี้
Sul,
คู่นี้
I'm
ประ
Jessica
จำ
Fratz.
คู่นี้
I'm
มา
the
ทำหน้าที่
designer
ประจำและ
on
ช่วง
Wifi
หลัง
I was the producer. I forgot to tell everyone that.
How'd you get in here?
What am I doing here?
Who are you?
Yeah,
are
that's
you?
who I am. So we're here to show
If I
you
do
life and
anything.
death today, and we're pretty excited.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, so this is Ravenwood, our
แบบ
world.
สวยมาก
And we're going to tell you a little bit about our
นี่
lot
ขนาด
and
วั
our
นฝน
story
ฟ้า
we
อากา
have
ศนะ
going. We did
ม
some
อๆอย่างเงี้ย
preparation so we could
ถ้า
just
เกิดแด
dive
ดจัด
in
จะ
and
สวยข
show
นาดไหน
you where we're at with our features here. This is our sim Summer and her daughter Poppy. This is Crow's Crossing in Ravenwood.
อุ้ย
And
ไม่
this
ลืม
is the
เปลี่ยน
house
ซับ
they live in.
น่าดูมาก
I love
เลย
the
เป็น
ค่ะ
we
ซับ
got for
ไทย
this.
ไหม
I do too. This was one of our pre-made houses.
Duma.
It's normally
มันเป็น
empty,
ภาษาอั
but
งก
we
ฤษ
have
นะ
dressed
มัน
it
ไม่
up
แปล
a
ให้
little
นะ
bit for the live stream.
คำอ
อยาก
ธิ
รู้
บาย
แล้วค่ะ
คำบรร
Because
ยา
you
ย
can move into this house and
เฮ้ยจริงๆมันต้องเปลี่ยน
it's
ได้
ภาค
like
ไหนมีบ้านต้นไม้
it's
หรอ
like the
คะ
haunted, empty,
ไม่
rundown
มีนะบ้านต้น
mansion,
ไม้
and I think
เป็นการ
that's
มโน
just such a fun
แป๊บนึง
story
นะคะ
for this pack.
I love the
มันน่าจะเป็น
holes
อัง
in
กฤษ
the
อะ
roof.
อั
Like I
ตโน
think
มัติ
these add so much
เอ๊ะ
character.
อยู่นะมันเคย
Yeah, they
ตั้ง
work
ได้กับ
like
คลิป
our kind of like
เห็นยายน้องเวนส์เดย์ด้วย
อุ้ยแป๊บนึ
this
ง
pack.
I love the
หลุด
holes in the
ไม่
roof.
เป็นไร
Like I think
ดูภาษาอังกฤษ
these
ไป
add so much character.
ขอบคุณที่ก
Yeah,
ดติ
they
ดตาม
work
นะ
like
คะ
our
ยินดีต้อนรับ
kind of like
ค่ะ
our solar
แอด
panels
ละมุ
where
ด
you
พุ
can
ทธา
just swap
จี
them
น
onto
ภาค
any
growing
slope.
together ครับ
You can also put them on the floor.
And the gorgeous
ตั้งใจ
greenhouse.
ดูแล้วนะ
I love the greenhouse
อย่าไม่ทัน
windows, like the holes in it, and then the ones that are just normal.
All the architecture of this,
อุ้ยหน้า
our
ต่าง
art
สวย
director made me promise to say it's neo-Romanian, not
หน้า
Gothic.
ต่างสวย
Yeah. Oh, I want to call out too, starting off here, we do have all packs enabled just so we can show some cool cross pack stuff today.
ขอบคุณที่กด
So
ไลค์ค่ะ
this hopscotch thing right here is cross pack. I have it down
Cross
for
pack
a
stuff.
little bit of a demonstration later. And I'll be trying to call that out whenever I'm showing off something that's cross pack.
Cross
Versus
pack
just
นะ
life and death or base game specific. So here we have some of our new cemetery objects.
I love the swings. It's very not the
Yes.
pack I'm expecting swings in.
There's 2 swings in this pack.
Swings are
which-
creepy.
They are creepy.
Like if you ever watched the
อุ้ย
intro
ชิงช้า
for
โคตรเลิศอะ
an old show, like
ชอบ
Nickelodeon
texture
shows,
ชิง
like
ช้า
swings are
คุณไข่
creepy.
สวัสดีครับ
I
เพิ่ง
mean,
เห็นในแอปฟ้า
that's
คุณ
true,
ไข่สวัส
yes.
ดีครับ
So starting off, I did some playing to set up this family. This is Summer Vernon, and this is her daughter Poppy. And once upon a time,
ชุดเลิ
Summer
ศ
was
นะ
ชิงช้า
married,
ผู้ดี
but
เก่า
her husband,
ชุด
this
เลิ
is
ศ
a
นะ
picture of him. He met a tragic end. His name was Noel. I did kill him on
RTX
purpose.
นารี
for
ซิม
this
ต่อ
stream.
บ้านช
I
ำ และ
know.
อัปเกรดเสา
And
รูดและสไลเดอร์
she had a mother and a father once upon a time.
นี่การ์ตูนสวย
Her
อุ๊ยพื้น
father is buried out
Huh?
back right here.
พื้น
Maximus was his name. He
Love
loved
พื้น
cheese.
พื้น
cheese.
สงสัย
Yes.
พื้นแป๊บนึง
And then I
อุ๊ย
was
เดี๋ยวค่อยมาย้อน
going
ดู
to try to get her mother to a point where she was old enough that she might
แอด
die
มุ
in
กรา
her
ตัก
sleep in the bed on stream. But then I accidentally caught her afire.
You're like cursed. All your Sims are destined to burn to death.
Yeah, and I just
Oi.
left it.
I love the scorch mark.
พื้นน่ะ
It was a big fire. The firefighter that came to try to save her also died, so
ประ
I
เด็น
buried
คือ
him in
มัน
the
เห็นข้าง
backyard.
ล่างใช่ไหมอ่ะ
Cheese
เหมือนเมตา
Yep.
ฝาดปะ
Yep.
วะ
Wasn't
So-
strong enough to survive a fire started by Morgan. Accurate.
resolution
Yep, that's true.
HD ว่ะ
So
ได้แค่
I
นั้น
like that he's just out here and back. But she is over here, and we're gonna do a funeral for her since she died technically yesterday in
Awesome.
game. So
I love all the
ฉัน
little,
ชอบชุด
little,
คน
little
ส
things
ตรี
you've
ม
entered
มาก
on
เลย
the
อะ
urns.
yeah,
วัน
I
ที่
love
31เราต้องใส่ธีม
customizing my
นี้นะ
stories. There's actually a lot of stuff you can customize in this pack too, so
Mhm.
we'll show that off.
ที่
So
สำคัญ
yeah, this
คือ
is
ฉัน
Summer.
เห็นพื้น
Let's
แล้ว
take
มั
a
น
look at
ข้าง
her
ล่าง
traits
อ่ะ ฉัน
just to
เห็น
get
ว่า
to
มัน
know
ข
who
ยับ
she
ก็เลย
is.
สงสัย
She's
ว่า
a
มัน
romantic
เป็นรูจ
sim.
ริงๆ มันไม่ใช่ลาย
There's
ใช่
a
ไหม
few new traits
อัน
here.
เนี้ยที่จะ
So
พูดเมื่อกี้
Chase
แต่
by
อึ้งอยู่
Death. You want to tell me about that one?
Yeah, this is a really exciting one. This is kind of a
Chased
challenge
by
trait,
death.
but we've
ร
never
อ
really
เลย
done
ค่ะ
one of these. So Sims players will know that if you do something that might kill your sim, like you get electrocuted, you usually get a warning before it kills you. If you do it again, it kills you. Chased by death, you
Sim
might
know
not get
that
that
they
warning.
follow
You're living life on the
every
edge.
move.
It's much more dangerous to be a
Oh.
chased by death sim. And because you're living life on the edge, you're more self-reflective, and
เป็น
it's going
trait.
to grant you some special
คนที่
abilities
เล่น
that we'll
น่า
see
จะช
later
อบ
on. And also, there's some interesting
เอ็ม
story
ว่าที่
moments
ทะ
that I
ลุ
won't
ได้
spoil.
น่าจะ
Hopefully
ค
you see one
ล้าย
of
ๆ ของ
them if
ภา
you're
ค
chased
นาง
by death
เงือก
sim.
อะพี่
It's my new favorite trait
นางเงือกเลยก็รู้สึกแค่ว่ามันเป็นแบบพื้นสายสี่เหลี่ยมอันนี้มันดูเป็นลายก็เลยตกใจ
I love the story moments. I think those are really
แบบ
nice.
ไม่คิดว่าจะทำกับพื้นลายนี้
She's also macabre, which is just a
ทำไมกระตุก
classic
เหมือนกัน
trait
นะ
for this pack.
Macabre might be my favorite trait because I myself am a bit macabre if you ever interacted with me. Sims are macabre are they're not scared of death. They're more
แอปแดงเป็นไรอ่ะ
the
ทำไม
type of
แอป
Sims
แด
that
ง
will play with
แป
the
ลกๆวะ
idea of death. They enjoy the occult. They enjoy the morbid. They might like hang out in
แต่
a
ว่า main
crypt. They
setting เหมือ
might
นเดิ
like
ม
the
นะ
moonlight. They're kind of goth.
I love that. Okay, and then Poppy has two traits. Ignore the really cool one here on the right. Let's look at
You
ที่ใส่แล้ว
skeptical.
มันระวังกลัวตาย
So
อ๋อคุณใครบอก
skeptical is kind of the inverse of macabre in a lot of ways.
เป็นที่เสียงเหรอ
Skeptical Sims, as you might expect, are skeptical of everything occult. If you run into an occult as a skeptical Sim, you're going to be able to demand proof that they're really a ghost, really a vampire, that kind of thing. My favorite use of this actually is if you are an occult Sim that is themselves skeptical. So if you're a vampire that's skeptical and you just doubt yourself, you're like, no, there's no way I can be a vampire. This vampires are unreal. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, that's my favorite story with it too. It pairs really well with ghosts, but if you have those other expansion packs,
เสียง
we
เมย์กระตุกหรือ
definitely
เสียงใน
supported
แอปแดง
those
กระตุก
with this one.
A lot of crossback stuff here.
And then down here, we also have the Grimborn trait on this sim. What's the Grimborn trait?
Well, I mean,
This one might be my favorite trait. but
I don't know all the traits. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how you might become a Grimborn Sim. Grimborn
ทำ
Sims
ไม
have
ใน
a
มือ
very
ถือมันไม่
interesting
กระตุก
birthmark if you want to show that
ก็
off.
ถือมันไม่กระตุกอ่ะหรือว่าต้อง
Okay, so they all have this birthmark
เฮ้ย
right
เดี๋ยวนะ
here under their
ภาพ
ear.
เมย์นิ่ง
It's
ไป
scythe
ก็อยู่
shaped.
นะ
Yeah, and they'll also have an extended lifespan. And you want to talk about how you can pass it on a little bit?
Yeah, so if whenever Poppy grows
I'll do
up,
that.
she has her own kids. Her kids will have a special trait that's called like the descendant of Grimm. So that doesn't offer the birthmark or the extended life, but it's really cool that it carries on for a few generations after even.
Yeah, I guess it's worth saying with life and death, you can have kids of Grimm now. I think that's fairly obvious.
We fixed with the base game update where you can woohoo with Grimm again, and then with this pack, you can now try for
ขอบ
baby
คุณที่
with
กดไล
Grimm.
ค์ค่ะ
We know what you guys are about.
Yeah. I remember when Sims 4 came out, I tried it, and so I'm really excited we finally can.
แต่เมย์ไม่ได้ทำอะไรนะ
I think a lot
แต่
of
มัน
people
ดึงตัวเอง
probably are. So let's see here. We also have another member of our family. This is Mr. Chaos.
That's a great name. I should name my cat that.
Mr. Chaos became a member. This was like a randomized name I chose. You can name it whatever you would like. Let's go ahead and interact with him a little bit. This is the crow pet that you can have.
อุ้ย
Yeah,
ให้
it has,
ให้อาหารได้ด้วยอ่ะ
interactions you might expect,
ให้อาหาร
you
แบบ
can
ทำเควส
feed
แป๊บ
it,
นึง
you
นะ
can
ขวาง
give
จ
it
อ
some
แป๊บนึง
courage, you can talk to it. There's also fun stuff unique to the pro, like you can teach it mimicry. If you're a macabre sim, you can plot nefarious plans with it. You also send it out to go get
ป
things
ก
for
ติไม่ได้
you,
ตั้ง
give
อะไร
you
นะ
gifts.
แล้วก็ยังงงว่าที่ผ่านมามันรอดมาได้ไงวะ
I guess because he's starving. So
ตอนนี้มันตั้งอะไรมากไม่ได้
I
เพ
hope
ราะ
I
ว่ามัน
don't
สตรีม
upset
ไป
him.
แล้ว
I mean, if you're particularly bold, you can provoke it. I don't recommend that.
Well, we're chased by death, so I definitely don't want to like provoke him right now. Okay, there he's fine now. Let's discuss our nefarious plans with which is a macabre interaction you can do with him.
I love it whenever we add these little critters.
Yeah, I also like that you can give gifts and receive gifts. If he had one on him, we could receive one from him, which I think is pretty fun. I also love the teaching mimicry. That's another part I really love about this. So we also, just to show this off, we're on a Hollowed Grounds lot trait. Do you want to tell me about the new lot trait that comes?
Hollowed Grounds makes the lot more spooky, essentially. So it adds things like flickering lights. You might see a TV pop on randomly, just showing static. You
เม
see
ย์เดา
cold
ว่า
spots
ถ้ามันก
around
ระตุ
the
กแสดง
house.
ว่าเป็นที่เน็ต
You
เพราะ
also
ว่าเม
see
ย์ใช้
occasionally
Wi-Fi
Netherworld Rift. I won't spoil what that does. This is also interesting because you can put on any
Wi-Fi
lots,
มันไม่
and
เสถียร
it's
เท่าแรง
different
ไง
than haunted. It's not the same thing as haunted. You in fact have a haunted lot that's also on Hollowed Grounds and have a super spooky house.
The haunted lot is from the paranormal stuff
แต่
pack.
ไม่คิดว่าจะข
So
นาด
they
นั้น
work
นะ
well together. If you have them both, they do different things. I like putting this one on a cemetery myself.
Oh yeah, it fits.
Yeah. And then let's see. So
แอฟฟ้า
let's
ลืมดู
go
แอฟ
ahead
ฟ้า
and
กระ
start
ตุ
the
กไหม
story. So like I said yesterday, Summer's mother died.
Tragic.
It was tragic. It was funny, but it was tragic.
เหมือนแอฟฟ้าไม่กระ
And
ตุก
then
งง
she also had
ย้ายมา
written
แอฟฟ้า
a
กัน
will
ได้
before
นะ
she
คะ
died.
แอปแดง
And
เก่งใจ
so
จัง
we have received I don't know, I just did there. We have received our will
รู้
in
สึ
the
กว่า
mail,
แพรคนนี้คุ้ม
and
มาก
I
วัน
want
นี้
us to
ผม
open it up, read it, see what her mother said in her last testament and will. So
Seeing a lot of excitement over wills. I think they're going to add a lot for generational players here.
and then we're gonna have Poppy come here too,
Are you
because
going to read a will
I'm
in
gonna
front
read
of
it
the
in front
daughter?
of Poppy.
That's grim.
So when you read a will in front of a sim now, they'll react differently based on sort of their relationship with that person or their traits. I don't think Poppy was
Dang,
super
delay
close
that
with her
way.
grandma,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if she will or not here, but we'll give it a shot and see if she does.
We'll set up a well later too. I'm sure everyone's curious, like what that's actually like.
Mm-hmm. So you can see in our inventory, we also have
tarot
some
cards.
tarot
I love
cards,
these.
which are beautiful, and we'll take a look at those.
อุ้ย
So let's go and read
Ui.
this will out loud.
นี่ใช่ไหมไพ่เหรอ
The will of Marie Vernon. It has arrived. Heirloom, dear
ล
old
งบอร์ดไหม
grandfather
คะ
clock will be given to Summer. Preferred funeral activities, she listed them. Oh, she doesn't
ล
care.
งบอร์ด
And I never did
Ay,
like
naka.
cheese as much as Maximus. No cheese at my funeral will haunt you all. I wrote that. You can write whatever kind of a like a personalized message you'd like. So
Yeah, like on a lot of these objects, we
Ay,
added the ability to add
Ipsy
customized messages, which allow you to just tell like your own poignant stories in a very unique way.
แต่
for,
วันนี้แอป
for
แดง
whatever
ไม่ลด
the story your
ไม่รู้
sim-
เป็นไรเหมือนกัน
whatever the story your sim is.
So this said that
มอด
we
ค่ะ
received a
อ๋อ
heirloom
อ๋อ อันนี้เรา
here.
ดูตัวอย่างภาคเสริมใหม่กันอยู่
And
ครับ
it's on
อันนี้
our
ไลฟ์
household
สดจาก
inventory,
ภา
the
ค
dear old
จาก
grandfather
Official
clock.
ครับ
You
ผ
can
ม
see all of these actually
อันนี้
say
ไม่ใช่เมเล่น
heirloom
นะ
eligible.
Mhm.
We made it so
อัน
a
นี้เราดู
lot of objects,
ที่เขา
including
จะวาง
cross
จำหน่าย
platforms.
31 ตุลา
Yeah,
นี้
it
ฮะ
was kind of hard to
เขาเล่น
identify
ให้ดูว่ามีอะไร
exactly
มั่ง
what people would want heirlooms. We erred on the side of making most things heirloomable. If you don't want
แอ
to
ป
see
แดง
the
วันนี้
heirloom
มี
ไม่
ปัญ
เป็นนะ
หา
พี่เมย์ใน
interaction and
แอป
everything,
แด
you
ง
can also turn that off in the
เป็น
options
ไหม
menu.
แต่เครื่องเมย์เป็นว่ะ
which is really handy.
บอมเบย์ฉัน
So
งง
this
อยู่
one
นะ
was the heirloom object, and if
มัน
I
มี
hover
ยื
over it,
น
you
ยัน
can
ว่า
see
ไม่
it
ได้ไป
says
ทำอะไรเลย
Marie Vernon's
ยิงอย่างเดียว
heirloom,
ไม่มีเว
given
ลา
to
ทำอะ
Marie
ไร
by her husband Maximus
ถ้า
as
จะ
a
มีปัญ
wedding
หาก็น่า
present.
จะ
That's
เน็ต
another
มีแค่นั้น
custom
เลย
thing I
Yeah.
wrote in there to help
It's a
tell
simple
that
thing,
story.
like the ability to enter custom text, but I think it opens up a lot of avenues for just telling unique stories.
แต่
So
ว่า
when you
แอป
receive
ฟ้า
an
มันไม่
heirloom,
เป็น
there's
ไง
lots of
นี่ก็
things
เลย
I
ง
can
ง
do
ว่า
with
มัน
it here. You
อาจ
want
จะ
to
กระ
tell me
จาย
about
สัญญาณ
these?
ไม่
Well,
ดี
if
พ
you
อ
want
ด้วยเป
to
ล่าวะ
upset other family members, you might want to
ย้าย
pawn
มา
it.
ดูที่
Require
บ้า
a
น
lot of
แดบ้าน
simoleons.
ฟ้าก็ได้
Yes,
นะคะ
it's
It's worth a
think
lot.
you can think
บ้านม่วง
reminisce
เมย์ก็
about
ยิง
the
ไป
original
นะ แต่ถ้า
owner.
ดูไม่ถนัดไม่
You
เป็นไร
call upon sims, which will
TikTok สามารถ
occasionally
ดู
summon
แนว
the
ตั้งหรือแน
ghost
วนอนก็ได้นะ
of
มี
that
เซตไว้ 2 อั
particular
น
heirloom. Are you trying it?
I'm gonna see.
เดี๋ยว
We'll
นี้
see what
TikTok เขา
happens.
ทำให้
It's not
มัน
100%,
สามารถ
so we'll see if it happens.
เขาเรียกว่าอะไร
He shows up.
ดูได้ 2 แบบอะ
70 successful.
ลองดูนะ
Oh, nice of
แต่
you
แอปแดง
guys
คือ
just stopping
น่า
by
จะ
to
แก้
say
ไม่ได้แล้ว
hello. Yeah, that's
และ
pretty
ดีเลย์
fun.
ด้วย
There she is.
เห็นเลยแหละ
There
ว่า
she
ดี
is.
เลย์ไม่ตรงหน้าจอ ปกติ
Alright.
ไม่ได้ดีเลย์ขนาดนี้
We can also
เอ้ย
make
เขา
our
เขา
own
ไปทำเควส
heirlooms.
ว่ะทุกคน
So both
ทุก
Summer
คน
and
Official ไม่ยอม
Poppy
ทำเควส
are
ว่ะ
pianists and love their piano. So we have this grand piano here. Let's go ahead and make this an heirloom.
All right.
So Summer will come on over. And now, yay, when I hover over it, it says Summer Vernon's heirloom. So I can go into this heirloom category. I can make it worth more. I could pass it on. I could engrave a
เดฟขอข้ามหน่อย
message.
ได้ปะล่ะ
So something custom like Summer and Poppy played piano when it would rain.
อุ๊ย เขียน
And
ด้
now
วยเหร
I've
อ
got a story
Cute.
associated with it. And see, you have her picture, you have the little story.
I hope that you engraved on a plaque or something. I'm just
Oh,
trying to
God.
imagine engraving something on a piano.
don't
and
kiem,
it kind of hurts me.
Like a chisel out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like the memory, the story that gets passed
Yeah.
down over generations.
Do you want to pick who might go to?
Yeah, we can. So right now, Poppy's a little young for it to go to her. So they can go to other people I
ตั้ง
know.
ของมรดกช
So I know 3 other people right now. I don't know how I got in a romantic relationship with him, but it happened. So I can choose which
ำ
things
มีอะไรให้ทำเยอะมาก
Asking
5,555
I can choose which one I might want to send it to, and then it will
คุณ
create a
น่าจะ
will
ช
in
อบ
my
โกลเด้นพาร์
inventory, and it will
คุ้ม
heirloom
กับ
onto
ความเป็น
them.
expansion pack แน่นอน
So I'm not going to at this point, but that is something you can do. Let's go ahead then and check out our Soul's Journey and our bucket list.
All right, Soul Journey is super exciting to me as a designer. So this is essentially a meta progression war track for your Sims. So it's bigger than an aspiration. It's bigger than a watt. It kind of encapsulates the whole life of your Sim, their journey through their life. And as you do things like complete bucket list goals, which we'll
เพิ่ง
talk
เห็
about
น
in a
ของแต่ง
second,
พื้น
or
ขง
even
ชอบมา
complete
ก
things
เป็น
like
รูสุ
aspirations,
ด
which will feed in
ใช่
this,
ใช่เมื่อ
you'll
กี้ก็
advance
ต
this
กใจ
track
อยู่
and
แบบเฮ้ย
unlock
แม่ง
various
เคลื่อน
things
ที่
to
ได้ด้วย
further
อ่ะ
get along.
คือเป็น
Eventually
รูเลยอ่ะ
culminating in some bonuses for rebirth, which is a thing I know a lot of folks are excited about, and we'll talk about a little bit later.
So this section's locked off to me because I'm not a ghost yet.
Yeah, that's your unfinished business. So if you die and become a ghost, your soul journey will transition into becoming your unfinished business, which further has cool things you can unlock.
Okay. Well, I've completed a lot of progress here. I'm not all the way to being able to experience rebirth.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking let's get some goals and figure out how you can get them.
Let's talk about bucket
อืม
list.
แต่แอปแด
Bucket
งเป็น
list
อยู่
is
คนเดียว
really,
งง
really
มากเลย
exciting.
ที่มันกระตุ
So
ก
bucket list is essentially major life goals for your Sims that are assigned
ขอบคุณ
based
ที่กด
on
ไลค์ค่ะ
things like their traits,
สวัสดีค่ะ
things like the life they've led, the people they know. They're much more dynamic and emergent than say an aspiration. An aspiration is more prescriptive, where you say, "This is the story I want to tell this Sim. This is the thing I want there to be their goal." Bucket list is going to serve you up things that fit who they are, but aren't necessarily the same things every time. They'll be different for every Sims. It adds a lot of replayability, and I find the funnest thing of it is it gets me to do some things that I don't normally do when I'm playing. Because I think
Definitely.
a lot of folks, myself included, seem to get locked into play patterns. I think this disrupts that in a very interesting way.
So she doesn't have any goals right now. They can populate based on your traits and who you are as a sim and kind of like what you've done in life.
Mhm.
So the other day I got one on her that was I want to see a sim die, and I was like, that's really dark.
As
But
we all do. No, yeah.
she's macabre.
Yeah, it really fits for a character.
Yeah. But you also don't have to wait necessarily. You can also create your own. So you can do this on the computer or on the new journal object that we've added here. There are some extra interactions on this journal because we also have the Parenthood pack, but bucket list is here with this pack. And so the bucket list, I can write a goal, write the perfect goal, or write a goal from category. So write goal is just going to let me
ขอบคุณ
write
ที่กด
a
ไลค์
random
ค่ะ
goal. But once again, it's going to pull into account my traits and who she is as a sim, and it's going to give us some goals based on that.
Every time we do this, I'm so curious what it serves up.
It's really fun. This has all packs too, so it'll pull from our list of all packs.
Okay, let's go on an unforgettable camping trip.
Okay, she wants to go to Granite Falls, so this is a cross pack one.
I haven't been to Grand Falls in a minute. So like this is again an example of like it will drive you to do some things that you might not have engaged with in a while. And I think that's really fun given the huge library of things we've done over the years.
I agree with that. That's what really made me love this feature was the stories that helped me tell. That like I wasn't necessarily thinking I wanted to tell, and then it would pop up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that is a really fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So let's write something from a category. There's lots of categories here that you can pull from, and it'll give you something random from that category.
Right.
This is my favorite way to get a goal personally. So let's see which one. We could do I want to adventure. So let's see, we'll get an adventure-based one here. I guess this one was probably an adventure-based one, but
It depends on how memorable the camping trip is.
yeah. So let's see here. She's writing her goal. She wants to go on an interstellar adventure in Batu.
Oh, fun.
That's another cross pack one. Okay. And then let's see here. We could also bucket list, write the perfect goal.
Right. I also want to say you can scrap the bucket list and start over if you're feeling like the goals aren't aligning with the story you want to tell.
Yeah. So like, let's say we were feeling that way. She's going off to scrap it. And then, so we can write the perfect goal, but perfect goal is not always available.
Yeah.
It is oftentimes grayed out with instructions on how you can unlock it. But the way you can write the perfect goal is if you are a chase by death sim, because they're always trying to like
ไฮโซ
get the most
Oh.
out of life at every moment because they know
Walang
that's
dun.
just around the corner.
จะไป
If
หา
you've
ยา
recently
กิน
seen
ปวด
someone
ประจำ
die,
เดือน
you did technically see your mother die
ใช่
ไฮส่ง
yesterday.
คุณนุ
Or
ช
if you've attended an Afterlife
คุณเค
Anonymous
สวัสดี
festival.
ครับสวัส
Yeah,
ดี
I
ครั
mean,
บ
the fun part here is we really are trying to
มันมาแล้วอะ
guard
มั
the
นมัน
ability to
มันหน่วง
specifically
แต่มัน
prescribe
ไม่มียา
what goal you have, just because we want you to try and experiment with new things. I
กำลัง
think
จะ
that
ดู
the
ตัวอ
fun
ย่าง
of the
เล
game is
ย
experiencing the breadth of content that we have.
ขอเวลา
Definitely.
สักครู่
So I'm choosing a family one this time for her. That's the create a perfect goal, just to show how this is a little bit different whenever you do it this way.
แวะมาบอก
And some
ฝั
of
น
these
ดี
goals are
ค่ะ
a lot more nuanced than you might see in something like an aspiration, which is another thing I really like about them.
I like that they update with where you're at in life too. So like, I'd like to have another child is only there because she already has a child. So if she hadn't had one, it would probably just be I want to have a child.
Yeah, the one I really like is I should reconnect with my family before it's too late. That's a really poignant story, relatable to a lot of folks, and much more nuanced than I think you might see from an aspiration.
Yep, there's some really good stories you can tell with these.
Oh, that one's sweet.
Tell your children that you're proud of them. Yeah, want to be seen as a role model. So her mother just died, and her mother had written a will. And I think maybe Summer is feeling like I should also write a will. So I'd like to protect the future of my assets. And now,
Why is this a chase by death sim?
yeah, definitely. And so she's going to go write her will. You can do this at the Family Day Festival. Ooh, I spun too far. That happens over here. Whenever there's like a wills lawyer, there's a little ghost swinging on that swing. That's
I'm telling you,
scary.
swings are creepy.
That's so creepy. You can also go here and start a will on the city hall in this town. There's also a service we can hire a wills lawyer to come and help you, but we're just going to do it on the computer here that I put on the kitchen table.
As one does.
As one does. Start well. So, she's speaking a dead language with her daughter again.
Right. There's a thanatology skill. It ties in a bit with the Grim Reaper career we've added, but essentially lets you do things like speak dead languages. There's a special soup you might be able to make. I won't talk too much about it.
I think the speak dead language is really creepy and fun.
Thanatology means study of like deaf practices, by the way, if anyone's wondering. We didn't make that word up.
So she did just do this bucket list item, which actually fulfilled her whole bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now she could be reborn if she died. And this section is still waiting for whatever she's a ghost.
We'll talk more about rebirth later.
But we do have the will of Summer Vernon and the will of Marie Vernon. So Summer has her own will now. Let's go ahead and show like what all you can do since before we were just reading. So you can obviously clear your choices if you want to do that, if that's something you're interested in doing. You can also click on your will and you can choose to do your heirlooms from there. So you already saw from the object. You can also do it on the will itself. You can also click on update will and choose dependents, this one's really nice, I think. So I can choose her daughter Poppy. And if you had the cats or dogs expansion, you could also choose your cats or your dogs.
Yeah,
ไม่มี
and
ภา
choose
ระ
who
เลย
they
ทั้
would
ง
go
บ้าน
to if someone were to pass.
So if the rest of this household,
บ้าน
like
ไม่
the
มี
other
ภาระ
adults in the household are gone,
มี
this
แต่
is
ยาไม
where
เกรน
that sim will go to. So we're friends with the Spectre family here. So let's just choose them. The Poppy can go live with them if something were to happen to
มาแล้วล่ะ
Summer.
Yeah, generational gameplay was a big focus of our efforts in this pack.
You can also do simoleons. So
ต่อ
you can choose a percentage. So I want 40% to go to charity or another household. So let's just
เรา
say
จะยังไม่
another
กินยาเพราะเรา
household.
อยากกิน
And
นมหวาน
then
ก่อน
let's see. And then we could go back in and choose the remaining percentage to go elsewhere if we wanted. You can also do sim remains. So funeral activities. If Summer dies, these are what Summer
ใคร
would
ดู
like
เสร็จแล้ว
to
ก็อ
have
ธิบาย
at
ให้
her
ฟังด้วยนะ
funeral.
All of them.
All of them. She wants it all. So
Relatable.
and then sim remains. You can also
แปะมาบอก
choose
ฝันดีฝันดีคุณ
what
เคนนะ
sort
ค
of
รับ
a gravestone or urn you would like.
You know, the first time we implemented this, I was so surprised. I did not realize we had this many gravestones and urns.
นี่ไงที่เมย์บอกอ่ะ
This is with this is
โคตร
with
เยอะ
all of our packs on right now. So
ถ้า
you
เรามี
can
แพ็ค
see
เย
if
อะ
you
เราก็
have
จะมีสุ
Island
สานเยอะ
Living, you also have the mermaid urn. Or if you have Get to Work, you also have the
นี่
alien
เมอร์เมดสวย
urn.
สุดเลย
So some of these, this one's from Horse Ranch. So some of these
Horse
are
Ranch?
from Cross Pack. I think this one's a new one with this pack. This one is a new one with this pack.
นี่ไง
This
เขาบอก
one
เลย
is this one's the base game one.
Hmm.
So these ones are new ones with this pack. So that's definitely gonna be fun to explore when this comes out. But yeah, with all packs, there's a ton of them. I'm gonna pick this one, which is new with this pack. It's like the little
It's
crow.
a raven, right? Or a crow.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I think it's very macabre too, so it'll really suit her well. And then let's leave a personal note. So set emotion. Want to explain how this works?
Yeah, this is how you tell the story of like the family members that are super
Set
upset by
emotion.
the outcome of the will. So you can set angry, or you want to have like a more joking, like final message, folks. You can set funny. And you can write your own little story of what the will says.
So you'd be like, I leave you nothing.
Nothing.
And then it's going to make them all angry. But whenever you read it, it does kind of also take into account their traits and how they felt about you. And like, so if they're materialistic and you leave them no heirlooms or it goes to someone else, they're more likely to be mad.
Yeah.
And if they're generous, and even if you said mean, they're probably like, it's okay. You
Yeah,
know?
there's a lot of nuance here. We've tried to add more nuance to death in general.
Definitely.
We might see it at some point through this playthrough, but we've done things like there's different reactions to death now. Traditionally in The Sims, it's been a little bit one note where everyone is just bawling their eyes out. Now, if you see a Sim die, there's going to be a variety of reactions. Some will bawl their eyes out, but some might just stoically kind of sniffle a little bit, hold it together.
นี่
The reactions are part of the base game update, so they
You
should
have
be
to,
in.
you-
And then the actual mourning, the way you can mourn, that is part of this expansion. And I think I actually cleared away the mourning or the sadness she had from her mother dying just so she wouldn't be very sad this whole live stream. But I left it on Poppy, and as you can see, Poppy is still going through that initial loss period, and we'll see if she develops a type of grief when she's gone through that.
Yeah.
So you don't always develop a grief style.
So grief, I'll just talk about it now in case we don't see it, but
Yeah.
There's different styles of grief. Grief is more a long-term sadness that comes out of a major traumatic life event, and there's a variety of them, from things like being angry about it, being in denial.
โคตรใหญ่เล
But
ย
there's also positive outcomes, like just holding together and handling it well. Different traits might influence that. I believe if you're macabre, you're more likely to be able to hold it together.
Yeah, and I love that there's a lot of different ways you can solve for your grief too. You don't just have to solve it one or two ways.
Yeah, there's like counseling, but you can also lean into like positive hobbies like cooking or I believe planting things.
I like the painting one.
Yeah.
So we have work tomorrow. I am in the Reaper career at level 9.
Level 9, wow, you've been busy.
Yeah. Summer is a pretty experienced Reaper and is going to go to work in 5 hours. So while we wait, I was thinking maybe we check out the Ghost Historian aspiration here.
This is a really fun aspiration. I think this is the
เมื่อกี้แอบ
one
เห็
of
น
the
ว่า
first times we've
มีปุ่ม
added some
ตามไปทำงาน
gameplay from an aspiration.
ตามไปเป็นโยมทูต
if
แน่
you're
เลย
a ghost historian, you're actually going to unlock the ability to write a horror novel, which I was kind of shocked we didn't already have the ability to write a horror novel, but now you do if you're a ghost historian.
It's amazing.
It's the idea of you're researching into the cult and
Really?
just writing about it. There's also some fun animations, like as you check off these goals, someone will pull out a little scratch pad and like write down her findings.
Yeah. I love that. It feels
แอบ
very
หลอนอยู่นะ
narrative to me. And this is sort of like telling the story of somebody who's like learning about ghosts and trying to find everything out about them. So I've already made a lot of progress
ขอบคุณที่กด
here.
ไลค์
And
ค่ะ
next step is make contact with Edith. This is Edith.
She's our scary ghost girl.
She's terrifying. She haunts the well of longing and regret, which you can come here to make wishes on. But if you like attempt communication, you can get her mark, which will make your rewards better. But also she's terrifying, and sometimes she makes you pass out, and sometimes
Let's see how this goes.
we'll see how this goes.
There's a lot of gift here. She
เดิน
likes
ไป
to
ไหน
change
แล้วมีอย่างนี้
colors,
ลอย
so
ๆ มัน
it's
แปลกๆไหมไม่เคยเห็นในซิมไง ปก
It's
ติ
just
อะ
scary.
เกิดมาเดินเยอะๆทำไงวะหลอนอยู่นะ
inspired by.
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
อ่า
ว้าย ว้ กรี๊ดด้วย
Yeah, run! Yep, she's definitely not ready to talk. Okay, well at least we didn't
เสียง
pass
กรี๊ด
out.
เมื่อ
Well,
กี้
you tried.
We
Yeah,
tried.
you completed your aspiration goal. So.
I did meet her. I have met her.
And
Let's
we're
get
both
out of
about it.
here. Okay, so yeah, now I can write a horror book. I've unlocked the ability to do that, and that's very exciting to me, I think. So, and we've got work in a few hours. So let's go ahead and go home.
มาทำอะไร
3 hours, it says. We could do a little tour of the neighborhood while we wait for that. So this is the area where we have a Family Day festival. Up here we have a celebration of Life festival. There's this little playground where these specters hang out around. One's named Freddy. And
I love that we were able to pull these forward. They're so cute.
yeah, they aren't everywhere, but they definitely hang out in the little kidsy area. Sometimes the swing swings on its own, and it's very scary.
Again, like I just have the image of a swing, like swinging on its own at night from like various things I watched as a kid.
Yeah, I may not do it, so we'll move on, but it's creepy when it does. This is Moppy the goat.
แบบ
Look at
ใหญ่
this
มา
beautiful
ก
statue. I love this one. Like a
มี
statue
ความต่อ
fountain.
เนื่องกับฟอเรนต์อยู่
Happy
นะ
goat motif.
คล้ายอ
This
ยู่
is our city hall, so you can read a billboard about or use the amenities to help your needs. You can start a will here. You can use this to focus on the different areas around the area if you're wanting to find like where all
Yeah,
the
this
points
is a
of
nice
interest
quality of
are.
life thing to be added. Sometimes it can be hard to find things in the world, especially you don't know what you're looking for, and you can use this to try and just move the camera over to an area you should look at.
You can also read ancient archives, go in there and have some fun story moments.
I love our adventure moments.
There are these houses that looks like there's a party going on
It's like a
inside.
rave going on there, or ghosts.
แบบใหญ่มาก
If you're a ghost, you can go in there and infest them, and if you're a normal, so you can go cleanse them. But that's not the one. These two right here. They're like the twin haunted houses here in the neighborhood. You can go explore. This is one of our starter homes that you can live in. Up here is a starter plus, so 3 Sims can move in as a starter home. And then over here we have the Spectre family, who you've seen pop up in menus a few times. This is where they live, and I'm not sure we'll get to see it today, but there's a very creepy basement in this
We'll see how much
house.
time we have. I love the neighborhood though. It's beautiful.
This is the crypt that you can explore. You can nap in. You can use it to join the Undertaker career, which we haven't talked about. So
คุณเมดี้ค่ะ
Undertaker career is a new career
สวัส
that
ดี
you
ค่ะคุณ
can
ปัก
be a
เป้า
funeral director or a mortician in. It's more realistic and it's the more classic rabbit hole
แอป
style
แดงแม่ง
career
ก็ยังกระ
versus
ตุ
the
กอยู่
Reaper one, which is an active profession where you go there and you're doing the work.
You also can woohoo in it. Just thought I'd get that out of the way.
You
ขอบ
can
คุณครับ
definitely woohoo in this crypt as
แอป
well.
แดงแก้ไม่
We've
หาย
added a few places
ไม่
you
รู้
can
เป็นไร
woohoo in this pack.
55,555 มอด
we
พัง
added
กัน
back
แบบระ
where we
นาว
added in coffins, so you can woohoo in a coffin.
Who's that fellow?
This fellow is the mysterious merchant.
อิบอายทั้งวงการ
So
เลย
he
ที
has
นี้
some special interactions on him.
Definitely not shady.
He is shady. You want to talk about him?
Well, you can purchase an air quotes authentic pre-made will from him.
That
That's
doesn't sound like that's
totally
gonna go
legit.
Bad. You can also just purchase wares. He has some souls you can buy, and I use it to help me meet my quota at work.
Very trustworthy.
Yeah. And then if you're a ghost and you've created Fear or Goodwill essence, you can
เมื
also
องแอบ
use
คล้าย
that
แว
to
ม
sell
ไพ
them.
ร์
So it's a
ค่ะ
way you can
แต่
earn
เวอ
money
ร์ชั่น
while
ไม่มี
haunting
หมอก
as a ghost. So he's pretty cool and interesting. Good luck if he makes your will. He's
ลัก
haunting
โก้บ้าน
that.
เรือนเยอะ
And we have work here in 12 minutes, so that's just perfect timing. This is our cemetery, but these can be placed. This is a new
เซ็ง
venue
กับ
type
แอ
that
ป
can
แด
be
งว่ะ
placed in any world, any lot that you'd like to turn into one. But this one's beautiful. So let's get ready to go to work. Death calls. It's time for Summer to head to work. Care to join her, or
นี่
should
ไง
Summer read
จอยเห็น
alone?
ปะล่ะบอกแล้ว
Joy
กดไป
You
ทำ
should
งาน
join.
I keep joking that Morgan is going to click on
กดไป
send
ทำงาน
alone
กับ
by
ย
accident,
ม
which is
ทูต
the end of the stream.
Yeah, that could happen.
เดี๋ยวเมย์ดูหลังบ้านแป๊บนึงนะ
career, we it's an active one we're playing, and I'm a level 9, and at level 9 it's definitely like a different type of gameplay than you will experience at level 1. So it really progresses as you level up, and then day to day.
Yeah, we haven't done an active career in a minute. Really, with this one, we really tried to make it so each day has a lot of unique activities that as you progress through your career, there's new events, new things being thrown at you. And this one's a lot of fun. Like, definitely keep coming back to this one. You can see a variety of interesting events unfold. I also just love the build of the Headless Quarters. Like, it's such an ominous place, but it's kind of like charming in a very tongue-in-cheek way. It feels almost like a creepy office job.
It does. I love this a lot. I love like the workplace motivational posters. You know,
it's all grim.
This is Grim's desk. This is the rewards you get if you meet your soul quota. You can see obviously your boss is Grim, who Summer is romantic with.
Scandalous.
Scandalous. This is Grim's personal crow. And then downstairs we have my favorite motivational poster, which
Employee
is
of the Month. It's Grim. It's always Grim.
There's this dummy you can go over here. You can practice your reaping on.
YouTube มันดรอป
There are these scrying things, scrying bowls. I love the gnome.
The gnome, the little Reaper gnome.
It's so
it's
cool.
Really cute.
So yeah, let's go ahead and start doing our work for the day. So our first objective here is to scribe for an assignment. So let's go on down here and scribe for an assignment.
What's a scrying mole got for us?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out what is going to happen today because you never know.
โซฟาใหม่มาเดินมากช็อป
I have hopes and dreams on which one we'll get, but we'll see. I like the one where you get to choose if you reap them or not.
Oh
and they
yeah,
plead.
some of them they'll plead for their life, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to go through with it.
Okay, a crisis call is coming in. Sims with a sweet tooth have been tricked by a mischievous cow plant. Be ready to reap a few Sims that have gotten their just desserts.
Oh, fun. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different events. I think another one is there's a comedy club where a comedian told a joke that's so funny it knocked them all dead.
Yeah.
So, like, you'll have different challenges like this you'll go to.
Sometimes there's, like, portals will open up everywhere and you'll have to close them and, like, prepare the soul, like, portal over here. But we're gonna apparently a cow plant has gone wild, so let's go deal with that. Let's travel there. So would I like to travel? Yes. Let's see what's happened.
หน้าโหลดไหมคะ
I haven't gotten this one in a while.
แต่แอปแดงร่วง
But I love a good cow plant.
The cow plants creep me out. I know I already told this. Like, carnivorous plants creep me out.
So I think this is Brindleton Bay.
Wow, that's that cow plant. There's a lot of death sims.
Yep, got him. Okay, let's go investigate just to prove that it was the cow plant on these sims.
I'm just saying, I would not. If I saw a cow plant in real life, I would run or get a flamethrower.
Get him over here. I hope somebody else gets got while we're here. Okay, so she's going to do some investigating and make sure that that is what is going on in this situation.
And a lot of the gameplay of the day-to-day of the Reaper career is to try and make the preparations to do the perfect soul-taking, the perfect reap, if you will. And it will be things like you can perform scythe maintenance, you can do some research on the target, you can analyze death trends, and it's all in preparation for that moment where you try and take the soul.
So will these ever be Sims I've played here?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this. Sometimes you might actually see Sims that you know that are potentially dying, but you will always have the chance to spare them if they're a Sim from your playthrough. So it's not going to like randomly kill a Sim that you really care about.
So these are like randomly generated ones that we have here that have died, not ones that matter to players, but in the events where you get to say yes or no, those are the ones. I always reap them because I have a quota to make.
I think it's fun if you just lean into it. I think like with this pack, I know there's some hesitation to let Sims die. With this pack, really, we've leaned into making it less punishing to have a Sim die and also more exciting. Like there's a lot more you can do with death now.
So we're almost there. She's taking a while.
There's a lot of bodies here.
Yep. So she's going to determine the cause of death. Yep, she's able to confidently prescribe it. The death was caused by cowplant devourment, falsified cake, the ultimate betrayal.
I mean, I feel like the conclusion was obvious here that the cow plant had something to do with it, but I guess we have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I think another thing I love about this career is the text. Like, it's just very tongue-in-cheek, and everything that happens, I'm always laughing at it. Like, I love that personally. So we are collecting souls.
You do a fancier collection than that.
We'll do a flamboyant one.
Oh, did you just fail?
Oh, yep, I did just fail. I didn't prepare enough going in. Okay, let's collect it carefully this time. There we go.
Some level 9 Reaper you are.
I know. Let's collect it like Grim.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, fancy. Okay, I like these ones because this gives me so many souls for
It's a
my
very
quota
profitable
this week.
day, yeah.
All right, we have done it. So let's go ahead and return to the office then.
เป็นเควสมาเลยอะ
Sometimes if like somebody was like asking you not to reap them, you have to console them and like go around. You could sometimes ask the urns for a review, which I think is hilarious.
You can spare them. I never do. I'm here to do a job.
So now we are going to release all our souls. So let's go ahead and do that.
Ooh, big spooky portal.
Yes.
And I did not know you could use the souls from Wayland for this until you told me about that. That is fun.
Yeah, whenever you have a soul in your inventory, you can go release it. And
มันไม่หายอะฝั่งแอปแด
I've
ง
got a
อะ
quota to make.
We're
So
all
I
about
guess
business
if you were
here.
like a very generous person, you didn't want to take people's souls, you could go to Wayland and take those souls instead.
I'm gonna analyze some dev trends.
Yeah, so there's some other fun interactions around here you can do. So we could go practice our reaping, but it's asking us to analyze our death trends. So let's go ahead and analyze some death trends here on the computer. And this is like the tongue-in-cheek office job style version of these. But I think there's some like really fun story moments that come with these, so I enjoy doing them. There's mortal life.
Oh,
my
the
gosh.
puns. Stats say that death by killer rabbit is not trending as high as it could be. This gives Summer an idea. What if Grim could start a petting zoo featuring these fluffy little monsters? This idea could certainly increase the stats, but how could we promote this endeavor? Surely we would need to warn some of the potential dangers, or do we?
No.
Are we warning them? We're not.
No.
Advertise as a fluffy pet.
It's a fluffy pet. Grim is impressed by Summer's initiative. Scouting the perfect location is in progress as we speak. Relationship gained with Grim.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. So that was fun. Let's see. We can also... I like scrying for lost souls. It's not an objective right now, but I'll do it because I think it's fun. I like the stories that pop up with these ones too a lot. Wayward Souls. Do you want to read it?
Sure. While gazing into the swirling vortex, Summer is able to see Waylon has some souls in his wares that have not been authorized by Grim. Should she send a coworker to the crypt and handle Waylon, or
ดึ
just
งไม่
let
ไหว
it
อะ
go?
กระตุก
This is like your source, isn't it?
Net
Yeah,
ไม่
this
ไป
is like my
แอปแด
source.
งเลย
I'm not going to turn him
Yeah,
in.
don't snitch on Waylon.
Yeah, I'm not going to snitch on him. Let's let it go. I need those souls. Summer decides to let it go,
Stop
but
it,
Grim
God.
is
Oh, no.
displeased. Apparently, Grim places loyalty above all else. Well, I wasn't going to tell on him.
Your
So,
soul dealer.
yeah. Oh, this is the guy that I have a romance with that I don't know why. I guess he's a coworker.
Wow, scandalous.
Okay, so we can also plan our reaping schedules. I'll just fast forward here just so we can get through everything in the live stream today. But there's a lot of fun stuff from looking up historical deaths to other things you can do around
Yeah.
here. And I think it's super fun to explore. I only did
I
silver
like active
today.
careers. It's nice to do them again.
Okay. But I still make good money.
You made a lot of. Oh, yeah, you're
อุ้ย
right.
ตังค์ได้เยอะมาก
Yeah. You make a lot of money. The souls business is a lucrative
booming.
business.
Stonks.
So I've been planning that when we get back from work, we would plan a funeral for my mother.
Okay.
So that is my plan here. Let's go ahead and do that. And I will fix my needs, just cheat it for the live stream. So, and then I will also cheat my daughter's needs really quick. And send her downstairs. And then, so you can plan a funeral on via the calendar or the phone. If you go here, you can scroll down at a funeral event. But my new favorite way you can do this is actually on the urn itself. I think it's really quick, and it also puts in the sim from the urn so it's a little bit quicker to do.
Yeah.
ฟังก์ชัน
Do
เย
I
อะ
tell
อะ
us about planning funerals?
Yeah,
really
so you
took
can
เรื่อง
invite
นะเนี่ย
guests. You know, also have hired mourners, which I think is really fun. Personally, when I die, I want to hire a mourner, just a woman dressed in all black that carries a black umbrella and wears black sunglasses. That stands by herself in the rain, doesn't talk to anyone, so people think I live a very
อุ้ย
sordid
มี
and
สัตว์มี
adventurous
รูป
life.
น้ำตาด้วย
He also set a guest
มีคนพูด
attire,
ด้วย
so a dress code, colors, everything you may expect there.
กำหนดธีมได้
And
ด้วย
the
อะ
activities.
Yeah, and what are those highlighted ones being?
The highlighted ones are ones that her mother said that she wanted. You can see their desired activities from the departed. So in her will, her mother had said, I want all of these. So as a loving daughter, we will select the ones that her mother wanted and not the other
สำหรับหนู
ones as
1,000
our
กว่าคือ
activities for
คุ้มสุด
this.
ซื้อค่ะ
And then sometimes the departed does show up. So want to make sure she likes it.
You
And then
select any number of locations. There's a whole lot of locations you can have a funeral at.
So we'll choose this one here at home since I've already planned and set up for it. And yeah, we really wanted to give people flexibility to tell different stories with their funerals and their sims. So lots of options there, and these act a little bit more like a wake.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to characterize it. These are more of a wake where it's about kind of just hanging out and like commemorating the dead and helping each other grieve than it is like a formal, like everyone sits down for like the closing of the casket and that kind of thing.
She's still in her work outfit, so I'm going to tell her to change into her party outfit, which is beautiful. I love the sleeves on this one.
ใครด่าแล้วอะ
I think it's so good. All right. And I've already done a little bit of decorating around here, but as people arrive, let's go ahead and click on this and let's just have a moment of silence. So people can arrive to this moment of silence. I invited some ghosts. So this is actually my deceased father.
หน้าเมื่อ
And
กี้
then I
ที่เป็น
invited
น้ำ
my
ตาคือ
deceased
จ้างคน
husband.
มาร้องไห้
ในงานเลิศเกิน
Yeah.
เลิศ
Some of my coworkers. Good turnout. Yeah, a lot of people came.
อุ้ยมีผี
So yeah, people are coming. We're all having a moment of silence at the moment.
นี่มีคนพูดพิธี
But we can also... Oh, yeah?
Oh, I was going to say, I love the memorial displays we added here.
Yes.
They're really customizable. We wanted this to be an open thing where you can tell the stories you want to tell about the specific sim. So like, if the sim was perhaps a writer, you could put books on here if you wanted, or if they're into music, some CDs on here.
We have 3 objects on here. So I just dedicated this display to Marie. And because this portrait was on here, it automatically updated with her picture, but I could also update it here and assign it to somebody different if I wanted. And it updates with a picture of them right before they died.
Yeah.
So if you change them as a ghost, this is what Marie looked like, and she doesn't look like a ghost here. So it's really nice. So if I forgot to take a picture of her, then I have one. You could also slot in pictures from your wall. So if you like took an actual picture with a camera, you could put it in here. And I think it's a wonderful way to memorialize your Sims.
My favorite thing is these messengers we add, these little mushroom fellas.
They're so sweet.
And you leave a little message, and the idea is they carry that message on to the afterlife for that person.
If you're into build by text, I definitely read that one because it's super sweet and there's some fun lore with
เฮ้ย
it. There is
ตุ๊ก
also
ตาเนี่ยมันน่ารัก
the
จังเลย มี
urns
คำสั่ง
where
เริ่ม
you
ไหล
can
ล
now
งไป
update
เรื่
which
อยๆ
urn
ละ
you want to have displayed. So if I wanted to put it down
ปวด
here
ท้อง
on
ประ
the floor,
จำเดือน
I could
มา แล้ว
display
มาเมื่อ
as a
ตอนเลิก
gravestone
งาน
or
ด้วย
an
นะ
urn. And I could choose whichever ones I
อุ๊ย
wanted. So I could choose to display it like this.
That one's bigger than I thought it was.
อี
I could choose to display it like this. And this is part of the base game update that you can display them as whatever
โอ้
ones you have
ย
available. And then we also have
ทำไม
this
เหยียบอย่างเงี้ย
casket where if I wanted, I could even put...
สตรีมเองเลยปะ
Oh, she's using it
เขา
right
ดู
now.
ตัวอย่างกัน
She's
อยู่
lighting a candle for it. Okay. I could also put it in the casket. And then she's in there. And now I can also place funerary drapes on it.
Yeah, I love putting things on top of it. I think it looks great.
โอ้ย
It
โอ้ย
does.
โอ้ย
And
ตู
then
ด
the
มึ
flower
ง
spray tribute, so you can kind of
อุ๊ย
customize how you want this
อุ้ย
to
ทำไม
look.
คุมผ้าด้วยอ่ะอุ้ย
We can
อีบัง
also put it back. And
โอ้
then let's just make
ดอ
this
กไม้
urn
สวย
look like...
I like the vampire one.
Okay, we'll do the vampire one. This is from the vampires expansion pack.
อุ๊ยดอก
And
ไม้สวย
then,
มาก
yeah, we could do a eulogy. So people will kind of be going around and mourning in their own way, doing their own sort of thing. But there are certain things like eulogizing or the moment of silence where they'll come over and participate.
Yeah, I like planting something for the person. I think that's very cycle
โอ้
of
ย
life.
อี
That's my favorite interaction.
อย่าโดนจอ
you go
อี
over here, you can plant something for them
อ้าว
and have that object to remember them by. You can pour one out. And even if you didn't select it, those are still available as interactions that you're able to do. These are just sort of the guide for what you
Yeah, it's
selected.
more the funeral / wake is more about freeform storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, how do you want to
โอ้ยแล้ว
commemorate
เหยียบ
this sim?
เหยียบท้องอีก
Yeah.
อื้อหือ
So
เป็นประจำเดือนอยู่
I also, while we're
โอ้
here,
ย
I
ว้า
wanted
วุ่น
to work on our quest that we
Come on,
have
come on.
going
Oh, yeah.
with Nyan.
For
Did he
Taro.
leave? Where is he at? Let's
ดูดู
focus
ดูทีวี
camera.
ด้วย
Oh, he's in the back. Oh, we could show these too. So we also have these grave sites, which you can
เจ็บ
slot
อ่ะโอ้ย
on
ปวด
and
ท้อง
move on gravestones and urns as well. And you can change them
นั่
to
งลงนั่ง
stone or
นั่
to
ง
dirt. And if I
อีนั่ง
want,
ลงเฮ้ย เฮ้ย ใครกดอะไรอ่ะ ไอ้ โอ้ย
just a second. Okay, there we go.
ก็ว่าอยู่ทำไมอยู่ดี
Yeah.
ตัดไป
So those are super cool, and you can tend them,
นี่มานี่
mourn them whenever it's slotted in.
โอ้ย
But
วุ่นวายมาก
sorry,
เอ็นดู
like I was
ฮ่า
saying,
ฮ่า
I
ฮ่า
got
ฮ่า
distracted.
ฮ่า
แล้ว
ฮ่าฮ่า
แล้ว
ฮ่า
ยืน
This
แบบ
this is
แล้วยืนอ่ะ ไม่
everyone
ว่า
might
ไป
recognize
โดน
this
Wi-Fi
sim.
ที่
This
รับ
is
สัญญาณ
Nyan
อีก
Spectre.
Yeah,
He had a previous
Money.
name. What was it?
I've only ever known them as Nyan. Okay, it's nervous.
This is previously
รอ
nervous
อะไรปะเนี่ย
subject in
รอ
the
ดูโหมด
Sims
สร้าง
2 rendition,
Spoilers.
but sort of like a
เกมเพลย์ไม่ค่อยรู้เรื่อง
pre-nervous, like if he was never given away. He's actually a
Pre-nervous.
teenage here. He's a teenager
อื้อหือ
and lives with his mother
เอ้ย
Olive. So I'm not going to spoil too much, but he has an interesting birthmark.
How'd he get that?
Yeah. So really excited about this sim, and I'm already on a quest for him. It's one of our tarot quests. So
เหมือน
I'm
กัน
gonna
เล
go
ย
over
พี่เมย์อยากเห็น
here
ของโหมดสร้าง
and
จริงรอเนี่ย เกมเพลย์มันไม่ค่อยเข้าใจ
okay, I'll just pop
ทั้ง
up
ที่
so
เขา
I
พูด
can
อะ
look,
ทั้งหมดอะนะ
but let's go
อีมานี่
find him. Let's stop
Money.
eulogizing. Where is he
Ma.
going? Oh, he might be
Ma.
coming to the
To the
eulogy.
eulogy.
แม่ปว
Probably.
ดท้องอีมา มามาเออ
Okay,
Uh-oh.
let's report our findings on this quest to him. Okay, we don't have to go there anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry
So we're going to report our
So-
findings on this quest. It was one that I've mostly completed already. I just haven't given it back to him. And
Ooh, one of the tarot cards. Father
โอ้ย
Winter.
yeah, that was the Father
Nang long di.
Winter, the Advocate one. And you can see it's now here in our inventory. And we
Nang
can
ni.
actually ask him
Nang ni.
for a new quest to offer to help with favor. And the reason
Mhm.
why I knew that he was somebody
Yeah,
I
don't
could offer to
keyboard.
help, we'll show in a moment. But this is
Du
the one I
läser
already
ju.
completed. This is the other one. You want to read it?
Yeah, strange or just strange. Grim is as mystifying as the baleful bog itself. But I am no fool. I know he'd be
คนเล่น
around
เก
more
ม
if he
เพลย์
could.
คือมีอะไร
And he's got
ให้
a
ทำ
business
จุ
to
กๆ
run.
คุย
Could
เย
you
อะ
do me
ช
a favor? Deliver this to him. It's our own inside joke.
ต้องถาม
You never
ว่า
know
ซื้อ
when
ภาค
death
เสริม
will
มา
come.
รู้เปล่าว่า
Funny,
แบบ
right?
มันเยอะ
I
ข
hate
นาด
that you
เนี้ย
made me read that.
I made you read it on purpose because I knew you'd hate that I made you read that.
I don't do dad jokes.
So we can pick up this quest to do, and now we will get another tarot card when we complete this one. So that is exciting. But if you ever are wanting to know who has the tarot quests in each of the 3 neighborhoods, I'll just teleport over here.
Cheater.
Yep. So each of these, there are these
Eh.
tarot tomes.
Eh.
So you can go find them, you can go view them,
จำไม้หกหัวละที
and you can learn about the Order of Lenore,
Mai
which has
hopefully.
some very fun lore, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a really in-depth collection / kind of quest line almost.
hmm And these 4 Sims each have quests that you can do. There are also other ways you can find tarot cards, but different from a lot of collections, there's a unique way to find each one.
Yeah, every card has a unique method of obtaining it, and we've done a really helpful thing here.
We have a lot of collections because we have all packs. So with the tarot cards, when you hover over here, it gives you hints if you don't have it.
Yeah, since these are all acquired through unique methods, you can get an update of how you might
อยาก
find
ไปหลัง
them
จอ
through this menu.
Yeah, and you can see there are a lot of them.
I love the art for these. I think we'll show more of this later when we get to Build By.
But Jessica, what if I wanted to play with tarot
เอา
and
ห่าง
I
มา
haven't
ตีหน้า
collected
ทำ
the
ไม
tarot collection yet?
So, yeah, the tarot collection is quite in depth to get, but if you just want a basic tarot deck to do some readings with, you can get it from Build By
มึงตั้ง
directly.
ใจดูจิวะ
If
อี
you do the collection, you get a
กู
more
ดูไม่รู้
advanced
เรื่อง
version
แล้วเนี่ย
that has some additional effects. But the basic tarot deck is totally purchasable.
So I think I have one right here, the Bibbidi Basics tarot deck. And I could just draw a nightly reading if I wanted to.
Mhm.
So, but if I get the collection one here, I can create this in its own deck and it has some magical
ฉัน
interaction.
ว่า
Yeah.
ไลฟ์สตรีม
So that's
นาน
very
มากวัน
fun.
เนี้ยบอกเลยเนี่ย
Cups
อีก
reversed.
5 นาที 1 ชั่วโมง
Half
จะคร
full
บ
of emotions, but empty of
จะครบ
the
ชั่วโมง
energy needed to process
ยัง
them.
ไม่
Your
ถึ
cup
งไหน
needs
เลย
more
นะ
time to equalize. Fill your needs. You can mop up after. Crying it out or using a voodoo doll is desired. So they kind of give you hints and like help you know what you should be doing to see the gameplay relating to these whenever it happens. All right.
All
So
right.
I love the art for these. I think that's one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, like there's we'll show
Yeah, don't
them when we get
keyboard.
to the build section, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna show it off. There is a picture where you can have all the art on it. So that's amazing.
นั่น
They're all beautiful and they're deep cuts of Sims lore.
มาหยุด
We
ทำไม
are still currently experiencing our funeral, and I think it's about the time that if Poppy, in around 4 hours, if she was going to develop a grief type, it would be happening.
Yeah,
So-
they won't always. And
won't
I think
always.
that is one of the big things. It's a variety of different reactions and impacts on Sims based on who they are. Because I think making each Sim feel a little bit more unique in this regard is really important for storytelling.
ตัวหาย
It's so creepy at night here with the fog.
เราไง
I was
เรา
just
เรา
curious
เป็
if
น
we
คน
get to see their swing.
อุ้ยชอบตรง
There's
ที่ผี
also
วิ่ง
so
ไป
this
วิ่งมา
neighborhood. Oh, did you see it?
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's also a lot of ghosts here because this neighborhood in
ชิงช้า
specific
ขยับ
is
เอง
very haunted. It's very thin on the veil.
นั่นไง อี้
And
อ่ะ
it's
ทำให้โดน
not
เตื
like
อน
an
เลย
afterlife neighborhood, but it's
Yeah.
TikTok
yeah.
เตือน
So I think this is a great place for both living and deceased Sims to live personally.
It's fun if you're a macabre Sim.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. 36 minutes. And I think she has around
รอบ
2
นี้เขามาลุย
hours
โหมด
left.
โหมดเกมเพลย์ก่อนเลย
So we'll see if she gets the grief type here. But I was also planning on whenever people leave for this funeral, I was going to show a new interaction that are on the graves, but you have to have them not present to see it. So everyone should go away, please. Thank you for
Get out of
returning.
here.
Okay, so he left. So if I wanted now, we have a new interaction that helps you just play
Yeah.
ghosts quicker, which is add ghosts to household.
Yeah, we tried to really ungate getting a ghost into your Sims gameplay. As you guys probably have seen, you can now make them in cast directly, but you can also add them this method.
โอ้ย
So let's just go ahead and add them to the household and see
อะไร
that
แคท
Noel
เมื่อ
is
กี้
now
แค
a
ท
member of
แต่ง
this
ตัวแต่งตัว
house. And how's she doing?
อี
15 minutes. Let's just see.
อีนั่งลง นั่ง
She might not have gotten one this time.
Did she hold it together?
I think she might have held it together.
Okay, so yeah, like you won't always get a grief outcome.
Yeah. So, yep, I don't think she
กลิ่น
did this
อาย
time.
อ่ะ มันแวมไพร์แหละ ดูก็
Let's
รู้
go ahead then and look
แบ
at
บ
the
เอา
next
ไป
thing we
เอา
were
ไป
going
แบบ
to look at,
mix
which
and match กับพวก
is
แวมไพร์เรียมออฟเมจิกกันแหละอันเนี้ย
killing off a Sim.
Are you gonna provoke Mr. Chaos idea?
Well, this is our new death. There's a few different ways you can die in this pack. So the elder age, if you have life and death, you can die in your sleep sometimes more gracefully than falling on the floor.
This one's a little more grisly.
I love this one. And then
อุ้ยน่า
I'll
รัก
call
อ่ะ
out the next one whenever we see it later. Oh, it almost killed us.
เฮ้ย
A close encounter with death. You're on my list, Summer. You've been pushing the line, living dangerously. Perhaps you think you're immune to the consequences of your actions. Perhaps you're brave, or perhaps you're just foolish. But let me make this clear. You are on very, very thin ice. After your latest brush with death, I'll be keeping a particularly close eye on you. And if you even think about stepping one toe out of line, I'll be there to collect your soul. I like you, Summer. But as you spend the next few days reeling from your near-death experience, you should know that you're on death's doorstep. It would be wise of you to be careful. Your next mistake will be your last.
I love it when Grim yells at you. Like, it makes
It's a
me
very
like,
ominous pop-up.
I think it's so good. It makes me feel all like, ugh, every
Also,
time it happens.
Grimm's fingernails upset me.
They're coffin shaped. So Realme would be like, I'm sorry. But Summer's gonna say, you can't scare me.
I'm sure this isn't a bad idea at all.
And we're gonna do it again. He flew off. So he can't kill us at the moment, but he'll come back, I'm sure.
I went off on a trip. I'm sure
on a trip.
The crow has things to do, places to be, but it will come back in a moment.
We could show off he's a ghost, so we could show off some ghost stuff while we wait.
Oh, the woohoo.
Yeah, so this panel here is our new Ghost Mastery.
Yeah,
Ghost Mastery.
So ghosts are now a full occult, and that's a thing that players really wanted. As you use your ghost powers to cause emotional impacts on the living, you'll get points which let you basically level up your ghost powers. There's kind of a morality system of good and let's say malevolent and benevolent powers. So the more malevolent ones might be curses or scaring people. The benevolent ones will be making people feel relief and like repairing things. And there's also neutral powers if you want to do things like disable motive drain and that kind of thing.
This one lets you teleport, and this
The
one
woohoo one,
unlocks Transcendent Woohoo.
which lets you woohoo living sim as a ghost.
As a ghost in an object.
Yeah, in any object that you can possess.
So 2 ghosts can possess woohoo now in any object, or almost any object within reason.
Mr.
There's
Chaos
a lot
is back.
of them. But a living in a ghost sim normally cannot possess
รออะไรวะรอหมด
woohoo,
แต่ง
but if
ตัว
you
หม
have
ด
the
สร้าง
transcendent
เอาจริง
woohoo, they can transcendent woohoo.
no comment
So these
เกมเพลย์ไม่ค่อย
two
เข้าใจเท่าไหร่
can woohoo. Transcendent woohoo with Summer. We're going to select it.
So exciting.
Okay. Don't make food. I want you to go do that.
นั่น
Okay. So he's going to ask. That's from a different expansion pack, so ignore that. And okay. So they're going to do some transcendent woohoo here.
You can do this in so
Woohoo!
many objects. Like I said, we know what you're about.
Like we could the bookcase,
วาย
the TV.
It's like pretty much almost anything you can possess.
I love the audio for this.
Hey!
Like ghostly.
I was doing some research
Hey!
and playing at home, and my 2 sims were woohooing inside a
Au
TV
à.
set, and my girlfriend walked by. She's like, "What the heck is going on on
เก้า
your
อี้
screen?"
กู
It's like,
สั่น
"Don't worry
ใหญ่
about it.
เลย
It's
ดู
The Sims.
Just Sims things.
It's
Good.
just Sims things."
เกิน
Yep.
This is how you void a warranty.
Oh gosh. So there's this woohoo, there's the coffin woohoo, and there's the crypt woohoo in this expansion. More woohoo than I expected in an expansion about death, but here we are. It's the Sims.
All right.
So
ชอบตรง
she
ที่
also
หาย
has a
ไป
new
แล้วก็ไปวูฮู
interaction
กัน
on
อะ
her husband, or her ex-husband. She's now widowed, actually, which is new.
Yeah.
And now I can go here to our relationship, and I can actually choose to ask to stay married.
Yeah, this enables both stories, because I think some players will want to be widowed if their sim partner dies, and some players will want to tell the story of the love that lasts through death. So now you've got that option.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice touch. And let's go ahead and go here, and once again, let's try to provoke Mr. Chaos. Because I was going to try to get her killed.
They're busy.
Love reunited
คือ
only for it to
เก
be
มเพล
torn
ย์มันเยอะ
apart.
มาก ปกติอะ
Again.
ไลฟ์ออฟฟิเชียลจะไม่ไลฟ์เกินชั่วโมง
The red eyes.
The red eyes give it away.
แบบรวมทุกอย่างแล้วอะจะประมาณ1 ชั่วโมงในการไลฟ์สด
That is the
ตอนนี้
strong
1 ชั่วโมง
crow.
ยังไม่เห็นโหมดแต่งตัวแล้วก็โหมดสร้างเลย
I give you everyone the murder. Death by
Death by
ตาย
murder.
murder.
ตุยเหรอ อันนี้ตุยแล้วเหรอ
And Grimm's here.
Grim must be so annoyed. It's like I told you what would happen.
I told you.
I warned you.
I warned you. So, I was going to
Logitech
show
ตุ
this
ย
off.
จิก
This is
ตุยละ
exciting.
ฮ่าฮ่า
So,
โอ้ยชีวิ
we
ต
have more choices where you can challenge
แม่
Grim
ไม่ได้
to
ซื้อ
spare
ข
your
นม
life
มาให้ตัวเอ
now.
งกินอะไม่
So,
คิดว่า
I
official
put
จะไล
some
ฟ์นานขนาด
objects
นี้
down. I put one from growing together, which is the hopscotch, and one for chess.
Okay, chess with the Grim Reaper, very iconic.
Yes.
Hopscotch with Grim Reaper, less iconic, but I like the energy.
It's my favorite one.
โดน
because there's a bunch of others. Like there's the basketball, you can play basketball and stuff. But there's a bunch of other ones. But this one is hilarious to me because he doesn't have feet, and so you go do it, and he's just like cheating.
Grim is very good at games.
He is. It's not very likely that you'll beat him. But I want her to die, so I'm not going to challenge him. But because who knows? Maybe Noel's got game. We'll see, or we won't see because I don't want to find out.
Oh, Poppy.
So
Life comes at you fast.
it
Death comes
does.
at you faster.
Poor Poppy. Poppy's like, I just got over my grandma. Really?
Well, now you got 2 ghost parents. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So this is an updated menu here. This is part of, well, this is actually
Become,
part
yeah.
base game update,
Yeah.
part life and
แล้วก็
death.
รีเบิร์
So,
เกิด
do you
ให
want
ม่
to talk about it?
Yeah, so Playable Ghost, if you want to just continue playing as a ghost, now you just click Playable Ghost. We made it a lot easier to become a ghost and get ghosts in your gameplay. If you don't want to control the sim, you can have them become a free roaming ghost. And then if you've unlocked it, you can also do Rebirth, which I think we're going to dive into a little bit later. Or...
Yeah, we're going to do it through gameplay.
Okay.
So you can choose it right now, but if you also want to do your unfinished business first, you probably want to stick around as a playable ghost.
Yeah.
So we're going to become a playable ghost. We already showed you the ghost panel with Ghost Mastery on Noel. So I'll
ไง
just show you
ตาย
really
ปุ๊บ
quick
พอเราเล่น
though
ก็
that our soul's
ได
journey
มอนด์
we
ก็
have
ขึ้นหัว
unlocked
ที่
the
ผีเลย
second part here.
Now it becomes unfinished business. And if you complete this all the way, you'll get the ability to rebirth as a burning soul, which is a very powerful trait. I'll tell you more about it when we get to that part.
Yeah, definitely. And then also just for funsies with the base game update, we updated the needs so that they have new spookier style. Like,
Yeah, this is a small thing, but I know players wanted it. Just make it
อุ้ย
more,
เขาทำใหม่นี่
sensible that you have
ชี้
things
ไป
like
แล้วมีไอ
a
คอน
bladder
นะ
need as a ghost.
another
Is
awesome
Grim
thing.
consoling Poppy? That's
I
cute.
think so. That's really sweet. Don't trust him. No, wait. She is his kid.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so another thing you can do with life and death is you can set ghost color. So you see that she just became happy, so she became green. So by default, ghosts follow their mood.
Right.
But we added this, so if you don't want to have a mood-based color, you can choose a color and they'll just
เปลี่ยน
stay
สี
that
ได้
color.
ด้วย
Always be pink, obviously.
Yes, I like the pink one too.
Yeah.
วิญญาณเปลี่ย
I
น
think in
สี
real life, I'm not sure if I want to be pink, but I love this look on a ghost.
โอ้
So
กู
let's go ahead and go show
เพิ่งรู้
off
เนี่ย
Rebirth really quick.
เป็น
To
วิ
do
ญญาณ
that,
แล้ว
we
ก็
are
ต้องมี
going to
สี
have to
สวยๆด้วยนะคะ
Yeah.
To the Baleful Bog.
กรรมการ
Baleful
อึ้ง
Bog.
555
เข้าใจ
So
ยังว่าทำไมอัปเดตทำไม
we can
แบบ
check
มอ
out
ด
this
พัง
map a
เยอะ
little bit
มันเปลี่ยน
later.
เยอะ
But
มาก
we are going to go here to
ไม่ใช่
Club
เปลี่ยนเติม
Eternity to the nightclub.
นี่นี่
I love me a ghostly nightclub.
I do too.
This place
Especially this
looks
one.
classy. Looks bougie.
I feel like that's one of the things you're most excited about at the beginning of this pack. Was
I
you're like,
love a good club.
Yeah.
In real life or in The Sims.
This one's a cool looking one. The builders did amazing. All right, so this is
It is gorgeous.
Club Eternity. I love it.
The
Lots of
wallpaper
ghosts come
Oh.
here.
is so good.
คนชงยังเป็นผีเลย
Like,
Classy place.
It is
This is the kind of place that has a password to enter in real life.
so let's go over here we can check this out more later
นอน
during
น้อย
the
2
world
วันแหละ
overview section. But
นี่ไง
you can have an out of body experience.
Yeah,
This
you
is
เรา
a
จะมา
male
เกิด
full
ใหม่
body.
ที่
If you
นี่
want to play
รีเบิร์
with
ด
death, as it were, if you want to be a temporary ghost, you have an out of body experience by swimming here.
น้ำ
I
สวย
can't do it
มา
right
ก
now because
เมือง
I'm
ผี
already
ไหม
a
เลิศ
ghost.
You're already a ghost. You can't be a double ghost.
If you do it too much, that's one of the ways you can die.
Yep.
Yep. We also have our ghostly cow plant
Oh,
here. Percival the
Percival,
patient.
is that what we named it?
And you can get these through satisfaction points in the reward store. So if you wanted to get your own ghostly cow plant, that's how you can get it.
ข้าวแพลน
So she's still coming over here. Okay.
I love this
She
neighborhood.
is
It's
here.
so spooky.
And we are going to experience rebirth. So we tell
Rebirth?
her to go on out to have rebirth.
ไปแล้วไปแล้ว
So this is a really exciting feature for me. Like this allows
โอ้ย
you
นาง
to
ว่าย
start
น้ำไป
doing
เลยเหรอ
generational gameplay with just one
อ้าว
sim.
แค่เนี้ย
I'm the kind of player, I'll just admit it. I tend to only play 1 or 2 sims, and I want to do everything with them, and I never let them die. I just like find every in-game way of extending their lifespan. But now I can
I
actually
kill my
have.
Sims.
You're a generational player, but like now I can actually do that gameplay, and I can do multiple cycles of the Sims. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this. Like, I want to see like 100 rebirth challenge or something. Like all the lives of this one sim.
It is really fun. And I feel like I'm curious if there will be any new challenges around this, but also it's really cool for legacy gameplay.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to quite give up that sim yet, but you want to like tell a new story.
คิวนับ
Don't be scared to lose them because you can keep on using them.
ไปไหน
So on
ไป
the
ไหน
screen,
ไปไหน
you're going to choose where
ไป
you're
เกิดที่
going
ไหน
to live. I'm going to go to Willow Creek, and
The
I'm going to choose
classic.
the Goth household.
Of course.
Yes, you can choose an empty household and start brand new and fresh, but I want to be
เกิดในครอบค
reborn
รัว
into
ก๊อต
the
เหรอ
Goth family here. So I'm going to choose rebirth, and we load into create a sim. Originally,
kill.
your sim will always start out as the genetic,
เกิดแล้ว
like exact
Kill
of their
do.
previous life.
เคียวดู
So if you want to tell that
กับแม่
story where you always look like you did in a previous life,
Yeah.
you can. You can also, though,
เกิดมาเป็น
choose
แบบวัยไหนก็ได้
if I wanted to do genetics, I could play with the Sims genetics in this little pop-up here.
Make him
and
look like a goth.
I could look like the actual child of the Goths. So this gives me their genetics. And then if I am older, you can see I look like them. And then if I want to reset to resemble my past life, that's also an option where you can go back to it and get that again. We wanted you to be able to be reborn as any age group you wanted to tell that story.
มาแล้ว
Yeah, and
มา
depending
แล้ว
on how far you got in your soul journey, when you are rebirthed, you might have
Okay,
things
do
like
more
the burning
cat one.
soul trait. You might be able to recall past life to get your old reward traits back and carry them on into the next playthrough. It's kind of like a new game plus in a way.
As well as like sentiments. You can also go here and you can like choose new relationship with these people if you want. So that's really nice that you can do that. Let's see. So let's go ahead and make her an infant for this. Oh, you could also be reborn as an occult if you have these expansion packs.
Love it.
Hey.
And you can also be reborn if I want as a ghost.
If you're
So
older.
if I'm a little bit older here, I can also choose a ghost. And this is part of the base game update, being able to choose a death type for your ghost. But you can also do an occult with a ghost.
I love that we were able to do this. The idea of being like a ghost vampire, ghost werewolf, very exciting to me.
Yeah, you could actually do it before this pack came out, but now that like so we wanted to support being able to do that for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and have her be reborn as an infant.
Adorable.
And this will be her mother, father, sister, brother. And then let's go ahead then. Summer Goth.
And as you play through again, you're going to notice like different impacts of interacting with folks from your past life. Think almost deja vu, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
นี่ไง
Like if
เด็ก
you
มา
had a
ใหม่
past soulmate and you're not related to them whenever you're reborn, then you could
Awkward.
potentially find that, or like a friend, rather than like it being like a family member. It's like all about your connection with someone from before. And then there's this adorable little like rebirth animation. Whenever you
this thing.
I love this. I love that if you're an adult, it can fail.
The
So
face plant.
yeah. It can be a
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
one,
yeah,
or you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just like face flat on the sidewalk.
Adorable.
แล้วคือ
And
ลอย
all
มา
of
จาก
them
ฟ้า
realize, you know, that they have this new sim in their family that's like a new family member for them.
อย่ากระโดดล่มเลย
it's just such a nice little story. All right. So I think this is everything we wanted to show for our initial part of gameplay.
Do we want to throw it over to our fellow Grim Turns?
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw it on over to Mercy and to Mike to look at Cass.
See you guys.
See you later.
Yes
So, I'm Mercy, the host of Behind the Sims, but a Grim Turn reached out to me and asked if I'd like to participate in the developer live stream to showcase the Kraken Sim. So
นาง
I
เริ่
said
มเร่ง
yes
ละ
because if you don't know,
5,555,555
all
ก็
of
มัน
my like
ปก
not
ติ
all,
ไลฟ์สดอะ
obviously,
ประ
but
มาณ
a
ชั่วโมง
good
เดียว
portion of my hours
รวมทุกอย่าง
in this game are in Kraken
นี่จะ
Sim.
ส่งนี่จะ
So
ชั่วโม
I'm
ง
really
ครึ่ง
excited
ละ
to be here to show you guys all these amazing items because like many Kraken Sim fans, I love a good townie makeover, so we're gonna walk through it with the Goth family. And I have Mike, the art director, to talk us through it. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mercy. Hey, I'm Mike. I'm the art
Thanks.
director on this pack.
Thanks for joining, Mike. So, okay, this is really exciting. I want to walk you guys through just this family. We all know the Goths, but I went ahead and added some additions, including Gunther Goth and Cornelia Goth as ghosts, because you can create ghosts in Kraken Sim. And if you know, you know. Gunther Goth and
แต่
Cornelia
คอน
Goth,
เท
if
น
you
ต์เกม
don't
เพลย์
know,
เยอะ
are
จริง
actually the parents
เยอะ
of
นะ ถ้า
Mortimer,
พูดขนาด
but I
นั้น
killed
ได้
them off
1 ชั่วโมง
because
คือ
they
สุด
are
แล้วล่ะ
no
เม
longer
ว่า
a part of us, and you are able to do that
มัน
in
มี
this
มากกว่า
pack
นั้นแหละ แต่นี่เขาพ
the
ยายาม
features
ย่อ
that
แล้
they
ว
brought into the base game. So death by fire, again, if you know, you know. But regardless, one of the cool things about Kraken Sim is that they added ghost assets. So I'm really excited to walk you guys through the specific ghost assets, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to jump into the actual living and then we'll go into the dead. So Mike, I got to ask, where are we starting? Matriarch, patriarch, like I want options.
Always matriarch.
There's so many good things in this deck. Okay, cool. We'll go with the matriarch. So Bella Goth, ready everyone for the makeover? 1, 2, 3, bam. I mean, she's stunning.
อุ๊ย
I love these items. Mike, why don't you walk
เกือ
us
บหลับ
through
แต่
the
กลับ
thought
มาได้
process for some of these Kraken Sim items,
อุ๊
the
ย
styles, the designs,
Yeah.
and I'll kind of showcase all the different items here.
โอ้ย
Yeah,
ชุด
thank
ส
you.
วยอ่ะ
We were internally calling
แกฉันโดนตก
calling
ชุด
the
แรกเลย
aesthetic
อ่ะ
Death Shroud Core because it pulls from
ชุด
it
เลิศ
takes
มาก
cues
พี่ไหม
from clothing and
เนี่ย
designs
อัน
that
เนี้ย
are
เสื้อขาว
traditionally
นี่
associated
นก
with
นก
death, funerals, and mourning
ตัวเนี้ยเหมือนขน
attire
นกอ่ะ
in a lot of places around the world.
อุ๊ย
So
อุ๊
you'll
ย
see lots
ชุด
of
มีความอนงหนึ่ง
layers
ถัก
ใน
เปีย
100
and sheer
ถักเปีย
materials.
นี่มันเว้นเดย์จ
Materials
ริง ๆ
like
อ่ะ
a
ไม่งั้น
sheer
ท่าเต้นนี้
satin
มันไม่
that
มาหรอก
is associated with
ตั้ง
death
แต่ตัวอย่าง
because
แล้ว
it's the thin veil between
ผม
this
มา
world
ด้วยเห็น
and
ปะ
the next. So, and
ชัด
then we
ชัดเลย
tried to interject any symbolism
อินส
that
ปิเร
is
ชัน
known
ชัด
around the
มาก
world as being associated with death, like you see the feathers on the
ถัก
collar
เปียเมื่อกี้
or
ถักเปีย
cameos that are popular with macabre players. Little bits like that we tried to stick everywhere.
This feather collar, I know
ชุด
our
ชุดนี้
amazing
ได้
developers are rocking it right now, but
น้อง
I
วัน
am
พุธเต็ม
such
แกลเลอ
a
รี่
fan
แน่
of
เริ่ม
this
จริง
thing. I was like,
เฮ้ย ฉันเห็น
like the black
ใส่
and
เสื้อ
white
คลุมแล้วเป็น
also.
แว่น
I
น่ะ
cannot wait.
เสื้อขาวอ่ะ
I cannot wait to see all
ต
the
ลก
siblings
อ่ะ
out there
เขาจะชี้
really
โดนปะวะ
showcasing their Black Widow
เขาจะ
styles
ชี้
with
โด
this
นปะ
pack. Because what? Yeah, funeral chic is
เป็น
what
แว่น
it's
อ่ะ
called. I'm gonna call
แล้ว
it
ก็เป็น
funeral
ผ้า
chic.
คลุมอ่ะดูดิเอ้าเขาเดี๋ยวลองเขา
Death
กด
You wanna
Shroud
kind of
Core.
talk us
น่า
through
รัก
Oh, Death Shroud Core. Noted. Noted.
เขาจะกดดูไหม
So yeah, why don't you tell us a
อุ้ย
little
อุ้ย
bit
อุ้ยชุด
about
ชุด
like
แบบ
the
ว่ายน้
design
ำแบบ
choices,
สูต
the
ร
color
อุ้ย
choices.
สวยมาก กด
We
ให้คร
walked
บ
you
ทุ
through
ก
some
ชุ
of
ด
the things with our dear old Bella, but I definitely want to hear like the inspiration, the choices. What are some of the items and
กดให้ครบ
symbols
ทุ
that
กชุด
players
ดิ
should look out for when they're playing this pack?
Yeah.
รีบแหละ
Start with
รีบ
color. That in any traditional cast, we're trying to give you a full range, right? So one asset has a lot of usability, right? So we
มี
try to
หมวก
give
ล็อก
you
ด้วยสำหรับ
warm
น่าจะเป็น
colors,
เล
cool
เวล
colors,
นั่น
basics,
น่ะ ชุด
black,
นั้นน่ะ
white,
ชุด
neutrals.
ข้างล่างที่เขาชี้อ่ะ
And
สวยอ่ะ มันเป็น
if
เหมือน
we're
ว่าย
going
ชุดสุด
macabre,
ว่ายน้ำอ่ะ
พอจะเร็ว
we
ก็เร็ว
really
เกิน
we
หน่อย
were
5
trying
ล้าน
to find a way to still give you those warms and cools, but
5,555
not
แต่ง
give
ตัว
you
กับ
a
สร้าง
bright
บ้าน
red,
อ่ะ
right?
รูปเมียน้อย
So
เขาจะ
how
ไม่
do
ค่อย
we
โฟ
still
กัส
make it feel macabre? So you see a lot of these have
อุ้ยเธอ
have
ชุดที่เราอยาก
ombres,
ดู
they
เขาไม่
have
กดดูเลยอ่ะ
น่าจะรี
these
บ
color gradients
รีบ
that
จริ
are
ง
suggestive of
เกมเพล
ghostly,
ย์แม่งล่อไปชั่วโม
ethereal
งกว่า
feeling. Always assets that feel appropriate to wear to awake.
เอ้ย
You'll see the nails are
เล็บ
coffin
สวย
shaped. The
As a nail
cameos.
girly,
เงางามด้วย
Yeah, and you'll see the
ว้าว
cameos,
ความแบบ
the
ว้าวๆ
hardware,
ก
the
ริ้ว
buckles, everything is always the collars. It's always trying to point to something
ชุด
that's symbolic,
ดีมาก รองเท้า
associated with
อุ๊ย
death. Like the belt here has a memento
อุ๊ยรอง
mori
เท้าก็เว้นดีแล้วล่ะ
buckle, and you'll see butterfly collars, butterflies associated with death or feathers, or just everywhere we could, we tried to interject that kind of
ขอชุดน้องวันพุธ
universal
ค่ะ
symbolism of death.
Okay, speaking of that, we're gonna go to our next doll. This is Cassandra, who is now officially everyone's favorite day of the week because boom, like, I love these fits. I love the item choices that you
เฮ้ย
guys
ชุดนี้ก็ดีนะ
use. I really like how
เฮ้ย
it
เฮ้ย
kind
เฮ้
of
ย เฮ้ย
goes
เฮ้ย
to
เฮ้ย
that
เฮ้ย
little cop style. I
ใช่
have
ไหม
so many Sims in my game that I could
ใช่
tell
ใช่ไหม
different stories with. One of my favorite parts of Creative Sim is that I can create so many different diverse stories just with clothing. And I think
เนี่ย
this fact nailed it because I mean, come on. Like, if you knew me in a certain era, this is exactly what I wore. I love the tops. I like that we put in details with the sleeves, the cut throughs, the cutaways, and I like again that it wasn't
คน
just
วัย
หรือ
รุ่น
เขา
thought
ค
of
ง
as
คิด
like
ว่า
items
Early
for like
Access
young
ฝั่ง
adults,
เม
but
กา
like
มารีวิว
even
ให้
teens too, because like the belt loops, I had this. I wore this. This was a look.
Yeah, we were definitely approaching it as
ชุดสวย
a
อ่ะ
this whole family is macabre, but what the different ages might approach
เลย
it
อุ๊ย
เรียก
ชุด
ได้
นั้นอ่ะ
right? Where there's a little more
ชุดแหวก
contemporary
ๆอ่ะ
for the teen, where
ขวามือ
the
อุ๊ยชุดเอ
matriarch
ว
might
ลอย
have
ข้างล่าง
something
ส
that's
วย
a
มาก
little more Victorian
สีดำอ่ะ
leaning.
ชุดครอปอ่ะ ชี้
I
สักที
think these
ชี้
outfits are
ชี้
so cute. I love
ข้าง
that
ล่าง
they
ข้าง
mix
ล่าง
and match. Did you guys find it challenging to be able to create so many mix
ข้าง
and match
ล่าง
pieces? Because like as I was playing this and kind of giving them their
อ่า
makeovers, I was
ข้าง
like,
ล่าง
man,
ข้าง
there's so
ล่าง
many
at the
pairings
Xnary
and
dot
outfits
sim
that you
คิด
could
เหมือ
put
นกันเลย
together.
ค่ะ คุณเอ็ม
I'm definitely gonna hop
ส
into
วัส
the
ดี
shoes in
ค่ะ
just a
พี่เม
second,
ย์
but yeah,
เดี๋ยวครับ
just want to ask you guys
Yeah,
about your pairings and how you put everything together.
อุ๊ย
yeah, we do a lot of
แขน
paper
ยาวสีขาว
dolling.
ข้างล่างนั่นก็
We
สวย
take the concept of the
โอ้ย
separates
ชุด
and
เยอะ
make
มาก
sure
ชุด
that they
ล่าง
this
สุด
can
มุม
work
ล่าง
with
อุ๊ย
that.
สวย
Sometimes
มาก
it's combinations
ชุด
you
สี
don't
แดงข้างล่าง
expect to
สัง
work,
เก
but
ต
they
ดู
do, and
สวย
try
มา
to
ก เอ
make
วลอย
sure
กับ
we
อีกอัน
don't
นึง
leave
เป็นแหว
anything
ก
hanging, right?
ส
That
วยมาก
this doesn't have any pairings, or hey, this gave me an idea. I could mix this with that, and then
วิ
people
ลาย
always
สวยอ่ะ
surprise me and they combine things that I didn't
ฉัน
think
ว่า
they
รอ
would.
บเนี้ย ชุดมันเลิศมันเลิศสแมนแตนมากเลยอ่ะ
Yeah, I am really
โอ้โห
excited
ก
for
ด
the
ไม่เคยโดน
shoes
ข้าง
in
ล่าง
this
เลย
set
คุณพี่
particularly. One cool thing I noticed as I was going through Creative Sim, and we'll notice it when we go through here, is that you guys made a lot of like gender neutral clothing
EA เม็
that
ด
were
เยอะมาก
compatible on both genders. So on masculine and
555,555
female frames, you'll see these shoes. I have Mortimer rocking these shoes, but I just love that we thought about like what is not in the game and how can we add
รอง
it
เท้า
in
นี้ก็สวย
there for both sides.
Yeah, and just as even on just the craft side of making it,
สวย
I'm
ส
always
วย
excited when I see something. It works so great on both
ชัดเลยอะ
genders when sometimes I wouldn't have
ชั
expected
ด
it
เลย
to.
อะ
And
ชุดเมื่อกี้คือ
also,
ใช่
just
เล
a
ยอะ
shout out to the person who gave us another sleep shirt. Not all of us like to wear pants when we sleep, and I just felt underrepresented, and now I feel a lot more represented with more sleep shirts. Really, really cute. And then you also thought of swimwear. I know
เนี่
this
ย
showed up in the trailer, but I just
เนี่ย
cannot
โคตร
get
น่า
ชุด
รั
นอน
enough
ส
of
วย
the
ค่ะ
details that you all put
ชุด
into
ว่าย
this
น้
back when it came to the additions
ำมันคือชุด
and
ว่าย
like
น้ำ
just
อันเนี้ย
the
น่ารั
thought
กมาก
process in things that we don't have in game.
Yeah, there was
สวย
definitely this one. Assets are a win when you have we have a theme for the pack. Do we have anything existing in the game that they can already use as a swimsuit? No, in this case, we need something macabre. So this and the male and the female
ชุดว่ายน้ำน่า
bathing
จะแมช
suits
ได้เยอะมาก
are
ช็อป
really exciting and unique to this pack.
You brought up the male swimsuit, so
เขา
we're
ไม่
gonna
กด
jump
ไอ
to
ชุดที่เป็น
Mortimer
ผ้า
because
คลุมสัก
Mortimer.
ทีอ่ะ ที่ใส่แว่นนะ
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
เขาไม่ให้เรา
Makeover,
เห็นหรอก
bam.
กิมมิคพวกเนี้ยต้องให้ไปซื้อดู
I
เอง
mean, we all know who this is. We know who this is. This is
Mortimer.
amazing. I love the pinstripes. I love the textures. The masculine Sims are really getting a lot of love in this pack, and I am just so excited to just see how you're able to mix and match and paper doll so many of these different looks.
Yeah, you'll see the details in
EA
like
มันเม็ดค่ะ
the
พี่เมย์
material and the patterns that you again see is trying to pull in
อยากได้ต้องไปซื้อดูเองนี้
the
อุ้ยผม
pattern of the skeleton on his chest,
ว้า
on the tops, or
วู้
yeah, anywhere we could try to
เฮ้ย
give
โค
you
ตรเท่
everything
อะ
tell your story of your eccentric uncle or dad who shows up at the
เฮ้ย
door.
เฮ้ยอันนี้หล่อ
Okay,
ว่ะ
details. Okay, hair. Okay, kitchen.
ผม
I
ผู้ชายมาเยอะ
I
มาก
think that's one thing that'll definitely stand out, and there's so much
รอบ
really
นี้ไม่
good
กัก
stuff
อุ้ย
when
แบบ
it comes to just
ครึ่งหัว
the details. I'm kind of
สี
feeling
อะ
this
สี
stuff
แบบเนี้ย
so we might keep
Yeah.
it. No,
เท่
that's
อะ
fine,
แต่ฉัน
whatever.
ชอบ
I'll
อันที่มัน
fix
อั
it.
น
But
แรกอะเส
you're
ย
talking
ๆ
about
อะ
a little
เท่
bit
ดิ
of the details in the pieces, so we can go through some of those.
โหแว่นโคตรจ้าบเลยแม่ง
Yeah, yeah, you'll see like the skull. Some of them are more subtle than others. The previous piece had the skeleton shape to the pattern. There's a little more subtle skull there and very intricately included into the sweater.
ชอบอะ
Okay, I kind of see it. Is it right there? That skull,
Yeah,
that skull
yeah.
right there. And this is the rib cage look, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
สวยอัน
and
นี้
then
สวย
also any of the shears,
อุ๊ย
we
ลาย
had
ก็ดี
a great opportunity to give you different patterns so we
เกา
could
ไม่
really
ถึง
get the most out of one asset.
Ooh, I love the cardigan patterns. Patterns
Yeah.
seems to be a
Cardigan?
very strong theme with this pack.
อันนี้ก็เท่
We did end up with there was a lot of opportunity to tell the stories with
โอ้ย
pattern.
เสื้อกลมเสื้อคอกลมเลยจบ
And then of course you give us our
อุ๊ยลายสวย
neutrals
อะ
because it
อุ๊ย
has to
อุ๊ย
be
นี่
versatile. Like not everyone
Yeah.
ต้องสี
necessarily
เมื่อกี้
wants to
เท่า
have
นั้น
a pattern. They just want a neutral look.
Yeah.
เนี่ย
And like
เท่
I
อะ
said, some of the outfits, this definitely works on fem
โคตร
frames,
เท่
but I'm really feeling it for Mortimer. I can't even lie. And the butterfly collars, I just really like the additions that this is adding. There's also, of course, just working through accessories. We do
มี
have
แว่นตา
new
เฮ้ยระเบิดหู
glasses,
เหรอ
which
ไม่
are
ใช่
really nice.
ระ
There
เบิด
is
หูไม่
also
ใช่
some accessories
ใช่ไหม
and items that are locked
ไม่มีสัญ
behind
ลักษณ์
careers. So that doctor's mask, I did not
อุ๊ย
unlock because spoilers.
แล้ว
One
มาร์ค
gets
จะไปเอา
hurt
จากไหน
things
อะ
themselves, okay? But absolutely, I just
รอ
think
ปลด
there's just so much fun in the items in this pack. And I really, really love how much attention was brought, especially to the masculine Sims, because they got shorts. Oh, look his knees. They got shorts. They got pants. They have new styles of pants.
เฮ้ย
Like I
ส
said, a
วย
lot of them are conversions so that you could go back and forth. And then for surprise, surprise,
ใช่แล้ว
Next
พี่เมย์มีระเบิดหูด้วยอันหนึง
ใช่ใช่ไหมอะแต่มันดูไม่มีไอคอนขึ้นอะ
This is coming back.
ไม่เห็นไอคอนนกก็เลยไม่ชัวร์
things I didn't know I needed are coming in this pack. Outfits I didn't know I needed to see Mortimer in. I am. And before I lose myself and get too caught up,
ชุดว่าย
this
น้ำ
frame
สมัยรั
this
ช
also
กาล
works
ที่
on
6
feminine
มาก
frames.
ก็คือสู้มากเลยเนี่ย
Very
หาวหลายรอบ
cute.
แล้ว
Even Bella can get some love
แต่
and
ยัง
match
สู้
her,
อยู่
match her husband. So that's just a brief glimpse of some of the masculine items, and of course, many of these
นอน
you'll
น้อย
get
มา
to
2 วัน
see
แล้ว
and
วันนี้
explore.
คง
As
ไม่ได้
mentioned, lots of
วันนี้
great
คงไม่ได้ทำ
conversions.
คอนเทนต์
So
ภาพนิ่ง
อันนี้
ละ
เขาคัด
เดี๋ยว
แท็ก
ค่อยท
ไว้ฮะ
also works on
มี
Mortimer.
ความเก่าเรโทร
Very nice, very thoughtful, very good looking. Now, it would
โอ้
not
ย
be a
สูตร
Sims
เท่
game
ว่ะ
if we didn't have
วัน
a full
นี้
Sims
นอนนะ
schedule.
อ่ะ
Who's
ดูดิ
responsible for this, Mike?
Nina.
ตอนแรก
All
ว่าจะ
Nina.
ทำคอนเทนต์รับ
This
เควส
is
แบบ
yeah
ภาพอะ
the
ยังไม่ได้ไปแคปมาทำ
ชุ
ไง
ดอี
แต่
กา
ตอนนี้ไม่ไหว
here
แล้ว
as
ง่ว
well.
ง
If we're gonna do a crow costume,
อี
we've
กา
got to
แท้
do
อะ
like the creepiest macabre version possible, like a turn of the century handmade nightmare fuel version of the
จะหลับ
costume.
เนี่ย ไอ
And
ชุด
that's
ขาว
did a
อะที่มุ
beautiful
มข้าง
job
ล่าง
with
อะ
this.
อยากให้เขาจิ้มอะ
She did an amazing job. I love the like
มี
hand
ชุดกระโปรง
stitching, so
ด้วย
it
อา
seems
เฟร
like
ม
a
บ่อย
homemade
มาก
costume. And
เนี่ยรอให้
don't
เขา
worry,
กด
the kiddos get them
กด
too.
ดิ
So we'll
Yeah.
jump to Alexander, who also got his little macabre makeover. And 1, 2, 3, boom. He's so cute. Look at him.
เฮล
Much
Well-
of the hairstyles do convert to
Well-
children as well, so you can absolutely explore some of these hairs and different looks on
Well-
children as well. But
นี่ไปข้างนอกเหรอ
the full body fits are so cute. He's so adorable.
เอ้ย
I feel like
ทำ
this
ไม
pack
ไม่
was
รี
made
วิว
for the
สัก
Goth
ที
family.
He's
Một
Why
all
should
dressed
they-
up and ready to go to a wake.
ทรงผมสุรพลสมบัติเจ
Yeah,
ริญ
just
มาก
like this too.
นี่ไง นี่ไง กดแล้ว
Again, I love all the homemade costume work that we did in this. I think it's really nice what the team has put
โค
together.
ตรน่ารัก
Very,
อ่ะ
very cute. And then it seems like we have a little outfit for him that I
หา
believe
หา
this is
หา
for
หา
ghosts.
Yeah, there's kind of a great, you'll see outfits that are a little more extreme, a little more costumey, and you'll see the tatters at the base that they were made to, all right, if you're telling your story as a ghost, then these can, here's some
อุ้
cast
ยเด็กมี
assets
ทา
that are
เล็
made
บ
for
ด้ว
that.
ย
He's so handsome. Okay, we're gonna turn Alex. Let's switch him over to Fem so we can look at some of the Fem items. Cute ones. So let's see. There's a new sweater. Very cute.
สเวตเตอร์ของเด็ก
And then there's some full body assets. Oh my gosh. I mean, I know this is a dress, but I would use this as a nightgown, but that's okay. You can use it for whatever you want, Simmers. Play your way. Then there are some new dresses.
มีอีกาด้วยว่ะ มีทุกอันเลยอะ
Super cute. Hold on really quick. I need to get this out of my system. Okay, cool.
นี่
ชุดดูย้อนยุคมาก
I just really like the combinations that we have here. Right now, I'm
พี่
exploring
ดั
this
ด
pack
น้อง
with
วัน
just
พุธ
base game
วันพุธชัวร์บอก
and
แล้ว
the pack
ดู
like
ผม
in
ดิ
depth. But I can imagine using this for like
ผ
you
ม
know
กับชุดคือใช่เลย
cold
อะ
weather, hot weather, all sorts of outfits with it. So it's very,
แบบ
very cute.
กระแส
And I
สุด
really
อะ
like a lot of these additions that were brought into this. Of course, the kiddos were considered too. So this is Summer Goth. I had to name her because she may or may not have been reborn. But look at the skulls in this. You guys were not kidding when you said you dropped little like icons and hints in this without making it like too over the top.
Yeah, everywhere we could, we didn't want them to
วัน
feel out
นี้
of
น่า
place
จะ
with
น้อง
their
วันศุกร์
with
นะ
their parents.
หา
So
หาหาหา
the family has a full vibe, and everybody needs their gear to fit in.
A little crow told me that you think children in all black are a little bit scary.
@tx
Is that
nari
is that
dot
still
sim
accurate?
ฮ่า
still
ฮ่า
accurate?
ฮ่าฮ่าฮ่า
I'm
ฮ่า
not a big
ฮ่าฮ่า
fan
ฮ่า
of
ฮ่า
giving toddler Kovars color variants that are all black. Feels a little off to me, but in this pack, it makes perfect sense.
I think it looks lovely. And all of these items are also good on the, even if you switch frames, so it's going to take it out, but you can absolutely still see that these outfits are available for little
หลังหลัง
baby
เริ่มกด
masculines
รีบ
too.
รีบละ
Toddlers also got some love, so let's
บอก
go
แล้ว
back and check out some of the toddler looks.
เขาเน้นเกมเพลย์ แต่
So
เราชอบรอ
cute.
ดูไอ้พวกแบบ
Let's give her one of
โหมด
these
สร้างไง
ones. Okay, sorry. Let's go. There is a new top. Again, some of those symbolisms, the butterfly, I think that's one of the
ดู
symbols
รนแบบ
of
เห็นได้ชัด
life and death. Am I
ของมันเยอะอะ
Yeah, it's true, and softened up for a toddler. Your adorable little toddler still has a dark side.
I love that. And these are the little jumper. The details a little so cute. I love toddlers. I love infants.
เดี๋ยว
I
โหมด
think
สร้าง
this
มา
is
แบบ
how
แพลน
I
กล้อง
get to
แน่นอน
explore
ไม่
because
จับ
as
มาให้
someone
ดู
who
ฮ่า
doesn't
ฮ่า
have children,
ใช่
The Sims
มัน
is
จะ
where
มี
I
อยู่
have
ร
my
อบนึง
babies,
เป็นอย่างนั้นจริง
and I am
แพนไว้เลย
like
เอ้ยนี่น่ารัก
so cute. I love this piece. We're gonna give her the black and red because she is part of the goth family, but just so that our players can see some of the color swatches. You also added some light colors,
หน่อย
so that it's versatile, but I think these are
555,555
really cute items and really thoughtful items. And then yeah, of course, can't do it without a, thank you, Nina. I can make
Yeah.
a family of crows, the things I didn't know I needed. Very cute. And these swatches are also accurate to crow colors, I believe.
They are.
Yeah.
อีกาน่ารักจริง
Fun facts that I learned working at The Sims and playing with The Sims is that I get to learn that crows have all these colors.
เอ้ย
So
กด
let's
สักที
see.
โอ้โห
Let's go
กด
into
แค่
the
เนี้ย
Ghost Create a Sim.
อ่ะ มีฝั่ง
So again,
ฝั่
cool
งผี
things
ด้วย
about this is Gunther Gott, the father. Cool things that you'll see is that you can go ahead
เนี่ย
and
เปิด
toggle on
เปิด
and
ปิด
off
ได้
so you
เปิด
can
ปิ
get
ด
a
สี
better
ได้
idea of, again, what your ghost looks like when he was alive. So if you want to create a ghost and you want to do things like just verify their skin tone and see what they look like, you can go ahead and toggle your ghost overlay back and forth to give you that decision. So from there, let's look at some of the ghost items. There's a whole new category for ghost full body.
อุ้ยร้อย
Time out. I love the idle animation for ghosts. It's very fun. It's very
เออ
spooky.
ดีนะ
Appreciate
แอ
the
นิเม
team
ชัน
for adding that
ได้
nice
อยู่
little touch. But we're going to turn off the ghost overlay and look at some of the full body items that are available for ghosts. So, you want to talk us through some of the thought process with these items and clothing choices?
เฮ้ยชุดสีขาวสวยว่ะ
Yeah, these
ที่
get
มี
a
โบ
little
อ่ะ
like we
สวย
were
อ่ะ
hinting at with the
Gold
children
bodysuit
that you
เอ้ย
know
ชุด
you
สี
do
ขาว
some
สวย
a
นะ
little more
ดีมาก
extreme,
อะ
right?
มี
If you
ชุด
want
ให้ผี
someone
ใส่
to
เออ
your
แยก
ghost
ชุด
who's
ด้วย
been
อ่ะ
haunting the manor for a long time, right? So you need some more period clothing, right? Where the living Sims have contemporary clothes that are inspired by the past. These could
เฮ้ย
possibly be
ดู
a
ขา
couple
ดิ
hundred-year-old Sims, right? So their clothing's dated. And also you'll notice the bony hands and
เฮ้ย
sometimes a
เพิ่งเห็น
bony
มือ
rib
เป็นก
cage
ระดูก
poking
เออ
through here or
มือ
there.
เป็นกระดูก
Oh, I love the bony ribcage one. Let me pull that so that players can
แล้วแต่ชุด
see
เหรอ
it. How
เฮ้ยแล้วแต่ชุด
cool
นี่
is
หว่า
that?
ยังสลายไม่
Can
หม
you
ด
guys see it in there?
ยังส
It's
ลาย
like
ไม่
a
หมด
little ribcage. Y'all got a little macabre with this one. And there are also really nice items for the female Sims. So let's look at those ghostly items. Toggle on and off. So that's what it looks like on. Again, this is an outfit that you can also wear not as a ghost, but there is a ghostly version with the fingertips, the creepy fingers, the creepy hands. And the wear and tear, man. Again, I think one of the just stars of the cast in these items is the details that